Ladies, look who it is. TamikiaTT. I'm here and live. I know. And baby G, get this out of your mouth, please. Thank you. All right. I know it's been a while, at least 3 months since I did a live. Okay, you hurt your leg. Okay. He's extra. Pay him no mind. Okay. Um, I'm gonna give y'all a little while to come on in. I know this is impromptu. It is Father's Day weekend, and some of you are probably prepping or maybe out doing things because you can't do it tomorrow. So I want to give you all a chance to come on in and join the fun and get some of this update. Because if I look tired, it's because I am. I am. So I'm gonna give y'all ladies a little bit of chance to get in here. Let me know if you can hear. Okay, babe. Let me know if you can hear the TV in the background. I got the TV on to kind of keep him busy. He don't really watch, as you can see. He'd rather ham it up for the camera. It is what it is. But hey, Rhonda H. Hello, hello. How are you? I am. I'm out of breath. It's been a while. I have not forsaken you, ladies. I promise I have not forsaken. Ladies and gents, please don't kick the tripod. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I'm gonna do my best today, but I'm not feeling great. I'm actually feeling a slight tad bit dizzy. And hey Arlette, hey Natasha. Oh, hello. I yes, yes. It is a new couch. I got new furniture in February. I don't know if y'all can see, but it's got a little bit of damage. We can talk about that in a little bit. That's also part of what's been going on. Hey, Latundra. um, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. I know it's been at least 3 months, probably close to 4 months, if not longer than that. I don't know how long it's been since I did a live. Hey, love, love. Thank you, Arlette. I God, where do I start? Okay, I'll start with the new couch. All right, I got new furniture. 3.5-year-old. He knows I'm busy. He thinks he can do what he wants. You're gonna hear a lot of commotion in the background as he throws stuff around. You will see me cut eyes at him. But man, it's been rough. It's been rough. Baby G has not made it easy. He has not. Life in general has not been easy. All right, start with the couch. All right, my last couch. You guys usually see me in the chair, so I got a new chair as well, and I'm usually in the corner over there. You can kind of see a little bit here in the background. I got a project that I'm working on that's not really finished. That I plan to eventually show. Um, yes, toddler life. I'm telling you. Give me the yo-yo. Give me the yo-yo. Mommy took the yo-yo because you were not listening. Give it back to mommy. Give it back. Let one, two. Thank you. Anyway, the last couch that I had was broken. And I want to say the two couches before that broken the same way. You're being disrespectful. Inside voice. Y'all gonna see me breathe. What is happening? Are you hungry?
Yes, I'm hungry.
You want a peanut butter and jelly?
No, thanks.
No thanks to a peanut butter and jelly. What do you want to eat? You want mac and cheese?
No.
You don't want mac and cheese. He's hungry, but he don't know what he wants. What do you want?
Chips.
No, chips is not a meal. So when he acts crazy, it's probably like hunger or tired. Might be a little bit of both. I'm sorry. I meant to get on here earlier, but he was and I want to talk about this a little bit later. I had to respond to a news report that came across my phone about a young lady acting a fool at high school graduation. It happened to be my alma mater, and I went on the alumni uh, group on Facebook, and they made no mention of this news report. I'm sorry if I'm like all over the place. That's just where I am these days. But they made no mention of the news report. But they sent a picture of the graduation that happened on June 9th. No, give it here. Bring it to mommy. Thank you.
That's TT.
Look, the lights all white.
Where's TT?
TT's at home. And you got all the TTs on the internet watching you now.
Why can't you hire me?
Thank you, Lola.
Stop you hire me.
Yes, he
Stop
loves to be on camera
copying me.
when he wants to be.
Stop you copying me.
Nobody's copying you.
Stop trying to bang.
Anyway, what delayed me getting on was essentially responding in the comments about that, because there was a post about the picture basically congratulating the class. And then someone made a comment about the news report and how they thought the principal was in the wrong and some people feel like the young lady was publicly shamed. That is very inappropriate. Have a seat. Do you want peanut butter and jelly?
Yes, peanut jelly.
Peanut butter jelly time. Okay, let me go get him a peanut butter and jelly, and I will come back because that will at least calm him down a little bit. Let me see the best way I can inch my way out of this camera situation. Be right back, y'all. Oh, goodness. This series is going to be the most quiet series in all of the United States. Now, the reason the time is so good, in 2021, the United States made the United States numismatic history with an announcement. It was a headline on public action across our nation.
I want to be about Charlie Pie. I don't want to red jelly.
You don't want that. So no leche with peanut butter.
Okay.
I'm coming back here. Excuse me. Mommy needs to sit. Mommy needs to sit. Watch out before you knock my laptop over. Excuse me, sir. 1, 2. Sorry about the screaming, y'all. 3, 4. Let's go. He just. I'm trying my best, y'all. I really am. I need something to drink. Okay. So anyway, I had to give my comment on that because I didn't like the way the young lady responded. Well, maybe I should just finish my thought. Okay, this is what happened. I went to the Philadelphia High School for Girls, and I graduated in. Excuse me, sir. You were being very disrespectful. Excuse me. Get over here now. Get over here now. Get over here now. You need to find your inside voice, and I suggest you find it very fast. Y'all about to hear some real screaming because I'm about to pinch him for not listening. Sit over here. In a minute, he'll calm down when he gets his peanut butter and jelly. No, get over here. He liked to try me, y'all. Ooh, he liked to try me. Anyway, I went to the Philadelphia High School for Girls. And so what happened at the graduation, so they actually had, I want to say 120 or something like that, over 100 alumni. It's a public all girls high school in Philadelphia. and they had over 100 alumni participate in the graduation. Now, I graduated in 1998. We were the sesquicentennial graduating class, right? Sesquicentennial essentially means we were the 150th graduating class from the school. So there was a lot of hoopla around our graduation. For some reason, I don't know all the specifics, but there was some hoopla around this graduation. The young lady in the news report broke the graduation rules, and she did like a little, she called it something. I forget what she called. I'll put the actual news report in the description, or I'll pin it in a comment or something after this live if you're interested in the news article, because they do have video of what she did during the graduation. But basically, she did like, I'm gonna call it a shuck and a jive across the stage to get her what would be a fake diploma, right? Nobody gets their real diploma on stage, right? Hold on, let me get his peanut butter and jelly because he acting up by the door too. Be right back to finish this. Stop. Stop. Here, Jason. Peanut butter jelly. So she did what I'm gonna call it a shuck and a shuck and a jive. I think she called it a jiggy, a giggy, a whatever. I don't keep up with the young kids' dances. But basically she did the dance. And so the principal, who already gave warning to the parents in the audience not to yell for the student's name, not for the students to act a fool and all of that. And basically said that that was the rule, and she knew what the rules were. She broke the rules, did this dance, and so the principal denied her the little fake diploma on stage, okay, and basically sent her back to her seat. And so her and her mama, I think, basically made some hoopla about the situation. There were three other girls who were denied their fake diploma on stage. No mention of their race or what they did to be denied the diploma. But basically, some people thought it was like public shaming. I want to say the school district issued an apology to the girl and her mother, but I don't even think an apology was even necessary, to be honest. Right. And so so my issue, I wanted to see if the alumni like group was talking about it. So I went over there and they weren't talking about it at all. But I'm going to say this because I have to mention race, is that the young lady was black, and the principal is white. So the young lady that I responded, or I should say the young lady because she's in a graduating class that's younger than me, had posted a reply under the graduation picture that was basically just celebrating the graduation. And she said, is this the same graduation where that white principal denied that young black lady her diploma on stage? And a few people responded. One particular lady responded, I 100%, 1,000% agree. This was distasteful. This is this. It's really sad. Blah, 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 blah. One lady responded that, yes, this was the graduation where this young lady knowingly broke the rules and received a repercussion or what have you. And it's kind of like, Philadelphia High School for girls, it's not like any other public school. Okay. I will ride for my high school more than I will ride for any of my my graduate or my bachelor degree universities. Okay. And it is a school that is high in tradition. And the Alumni Association, excuse me, the Alumni Association works very hard to keep our traditions alive. And one of those traditions are that we don't march in cap and gowns for high school graduation. We march in white dresses. We carry, I think back in the day, it was a bouquet of red roses. Roses are expensive. So when I graduated in 98, It was a bouquet of red carnations. And so it's a very like ceremonial type of graduation. The school is very rich in history. And I just felt like, I felt the girl was totally in the wrong, right? That is not what we do. That's not what we're educated to do. We're educated to be, respectful, strong women of any race, right? Because it is a very multicultural school. There were 80 when I went. There were 80 multicultural organizations in the school. So it's not about black, white, or what have you. But my concern was that her post was, is this the graduation where the white principal did this to the black girl? And so I started my response with, let me ask you this, and that is, would you feel differently if the principal were black? Because when I was going to school, our principal was a very distinguished black woman, and she would not have hesitated to do the exact same thing. Okay, so I don't I don't believe it's a black or white thing. It's a respect thing. And this girl broke the rules, and she suffered repercussions for it. To say, oh well, I feel like all the girls who blew kisses or did the period was doing the same thing, so they should have got punished as well. Um Basically, you watch these girls do what they do, they may have gotten away with it, so you tried it. You didn't get away with it, so now you mad. And then you want to add on the fact that your shuck and jive, or whatever you want to call that dance, was a tribute to your sister who was killed when she was 14. Rest in peace to your sister. But at the same time, you could have found a way to tribute your sister as you walked across the stage, maybe blew a kiss up, something, whatever, that would have been a lot less disruptive than your shuck and jive. You see what I'm saying? So it was a very long response, and I needed to make sure my facts were my facts. And I don't know, I just felt the way, even just watching it, like, it's disrespectful. And there were guests at the graduation, alumni, participating in the graduation. You knew the rules, you broke the rules, point blank and period. To say, well, there were other girls and they weren't punished, but I was. But there were 3 other girls who were punished with you. The news failed to mention that. The news failed to mention, oh, well, she was denied her diploma on stage. Nobody gets their real diploma on stage. They are fake representations of diploma on stage. Everybody gets their diploma after the graduation, right? In an organized manner. They were not denied their diploma after the graduation. She was just, and the mom was just like, oh, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And they should have a little bit more grace, and this is that and the other. Yes, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And your daughter should have took that a whole lot more seriously, and did something a little bit more dignified across the stage. Okay. She know what school she go to. She know the school is rich in tradition. And why does she think she wasn't going to suffer consequences for being that disruptive? Anyway, that's just how I feel about it. I'm going to take a excuse me.
Excuse me, mommy. Excuse me.
Your excuse. Here, you can have a drink. So I don't know. What y'all think about that? You think the principal was wrong? Excuse me. Because some people were saying that she was publicly shamed. Well, she was not singled out. This is the only girl making a big noise about it. The other girls weren't named. They weren't shown on video. Nothing. But they did mention that there were 3 other girls who were denied the same. So it's not like she was singled out or anything. You break the rules, you suffer repercussions. The principal, maybe you were, among, like, since you watched other girls do stuff and not get punished, maybe the principal was growing tired by the time she got to you and said, no, we're going to punish you. And then anybody else who tried it after that got punished too. And that might have kept a whole lot of girls from doing, some ignorance. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, let me check the comments real quick. My 2-year-old nephew is here also channeling his inner pterodactyl. Yeah. Yeah, so that should make me a little bit more patience and never kids. Mm-hmm. My own it's a phase, but yes, teaching them respect and boundaries is important. Yes. Thank you, Shar. A Philly institution. Get your fingers out of my bottle. Go get your cup. I will pour you some.
Okay.
Go find your water cup, please. Right here.
It's there.
I need him to stop reaching for my bottle. So I just I don't thank you, Miss Lex Lex. I just like I don't know what's up with this generation. Like we are being educated to be distinguished grown women, okay, out here in these streets. Okay, not fools. And that was definitely a fool move. And in my response, I said she acted like a fool. She received a fool's response from the class and the audience, and she suffered a fool's repercussion. Point blank and period. And oh, by the way, when I graduated 1998, 242 sesquicentennial anniversary, Dr. Geraldine Miles, who was our president, a very distinguished black woman, would not have hesitated to do the same thing. Would that have made the news if it was a black principal handing a black student? Oh, I think it made the news because it was a white principal. You know, everything is like so sensitively race related these days. And ugh, I just I can't stand by it. And as a matter of fact, there was a another woman from my graduating class who is not black. I think she's Hispanic or maybe Italian. She might even be Italian, but she definitely ain't black. And she feels the same way I do. You know, and there were and no anyway, I'm not gonna fight with him. At any rate, you know, it's just kind of like it's a graduation ceremony at Girls High specifically. This is not a thing to play with. It is a very ceremonious thing. There is a reason why traditionally we still, after all of these years, do not march in caps and gowns. It like I just need you to take it serious. And I get it. The school is losing attendance. Like people don't want, and I think just the reality is the girls don't want to go to an all girls school. And that was the case when I was going. Girls just do not play with my water that way. Do not. If you're going to play with it, I'm going to take it from you. Put the top back on. Take that straw out. Take that straw out. I'm sorry, y'all. But this is the trouble we play every time I give him a drink. Put this top back on it and do not take it off. If you're going to drink it, drink it. You already have a straw here. Excuse me. Do you want to go to timeout? I didn't think so. If you want to drink it, drink it. You already got a straw right here. We're not going to play that game. Sorry. Love. Clear American. Probably not the best thing to be drinking, but it's basically flavored seltzer water from Walmart. 70 something cent. 79 cent, I think, a bottle. I took it out of the freezer, so it's like extra cold. But yeah. All right, sorry, I only heard the last part about the girls. Did not affect the diploma for doing something stupid. Not sure what happened, but these kids are out of control. Don't really worry about that. Exactly. I, I'm just, just bad behavior. Yes. No, and I don't think I think she should have been punished. I don't think her punish was public shaming. It's not like the principal made a whole big scene. The young lady reached for her diploma, and the principal said no. She reached again, and she said, no, go back to your seat. This is your repercussion. You were told. So it's just like you were forewarned, and you took a risk. It didn't work out for you, so you don't get to come and complain, and you also don't get to say, "Oh, well, I was honoring my sister who was killed, and this is that and the other." Then you should have found a more dignified way to do it. Plain and simple. I can't. I think you should have done another reprocessing, like collect extra dues and refund those who participate properly, and withhold the partial refund for those who don't. I don't know. I mean, it's hard, right? Because if you got students who are already having a hard time paying the senior dues for everything, and then they got to go out and find a white dress, that's not easy. It wasn't easy. In 1998, I basically had a prom dress on. It cost me, not my mama. It cost me $130 for that dress, and it's a public school. You don't pay to go there, right? But you do get a really good education, right? And I think, when I applied for high school, I applied for six. Three were magnet schools. I got in all six. That included Central High School, which is literally down the street. And Central historically used to be an all boys school, right? And Girls High was the all girls school. Central is no longer all boys. It is but well, at the time, I want to say it was 57% male, and but still, like, I want to say what sold me on Girls High is that even though Central used to be an all boys school, it's no longer an all boys school. It is predominantly female now, but still, the class president is still male. The vice president is still male. It's still very male dominated world over there. Where at Girls High, not that they wouldn't accept boys, and some boys have tried, okay, and they were accepted, right, because the school cannot deny them. Of course, they are encouraged not to attend, but no young man has had uh the gumption to actually show up and matriculate at the school. So, that is what it is. Pardon me. I think a lot of young ladies are just afraid to go to a school where there are no boys. They feel like they need boys around. It's, some of that, as part of like recruiting was like, you don't have the distraction of boys in the class. We still had proms and winter dinner dance and all of that. The boys just came from other schools. I mean, the boys are right there. Like, they line up, like when school starts, beginning of the school year, there are boys pretty much lined up to watch us all walk up the stairs. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's right at a very major intersection for public transportation. You know what I'm saying? That's where the school is. So, and like I said, Central is right down the street. For anybody taking public transportation to go to Central, because these are not neighborhood schools, right? These are magnet schools. You have to apply on special forms to get in. They're not like vocational schools where you have to do like testing or whatever, but you do have to apply and you do have to be accepted, unlike a neighborhood school where you just automatically go based on what like middle school you came from. So, you know, and so the kids are coming from all over the city, some from outside of the city, to come to the school. And so a lot of these kids are on public transportation. And so all the boys from Central got to walk past our school to get to the train station. So, and there was a bus depot across the street. So it's like a major hub of public transportation. So we weren't at a lack of like boys. And I think, middle school girls just don't think about that. And then I guess a lot of people were saying that, going to an all girl school was going to all of a sudden make us lesbian or something like that. Yeah, are there lesbians that go there? Sure. But it's not like you're getting hit. Like, that's just not even the situation. I mean, when I went, there were fights in the lunchroom. All the fights that I ever heard about were all over boys. They were all over boys still, even though there were no, put it back, even though there were no boys attending the school. So real life is still real life. You just don't have, really that competition to be like trying to impress any boys in school, whatever. But the reality there was you go to Girls High, the class president is female, the vice president is female, the secretary is female. And so it was just very empowering, and then you tack on all the, bring it here. Bring it here, because you were not supposed to be touching it. Thank you. And goodbye. Goodbye, sir.
On my yo-yo.
Mosquito repellent.
Mosquito.
Yeah. So like I said, I ride for my high school. And I'm not upset at what this principal did. I would have did the same thing. If it were me on stage, I would have did the same thing.
That's my yo-yo.
No, you cannot have your yo-yo. You have to find something else to play with, sir. Cover your mouth when you sneeze. He's hamming it up for the camera, y'all. But yeah, so I just I didn't think it was a disgrace. I thought it was fine how the principal handled it, and this young lady is. I was embarrassed. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I couldn't even enjoy the rest of the graduation. What rest of the graduation? They were handing out the diplomas. That's it. The graduation ceremony is over. You chose to act a fool. All right, I'm gonna get off my soapbox about this, so we can talk about other stuff. But yeah, crazy. Hey Arlette. Okay. Yeah, it's such a big moment for the entire family. I'd have been heartbroken. 18 years of hard work denied that final moment because of a dance. I hate how the school didn't even want you to cheer. But that's not. It's not just this school. It's plenty of schools that say the same thing because one, it's kind of disruptive, and two, they're on a time clock and they got to get through all these kids. And so, if the families are up there, you know, get out of there. He just poured my go bring that cup back in here. He just poured my water down. No, he didn't. Whatever you messing with, I swear you can't take your eyes off him. Can't take your eyes off him. I think they got to get through all of these kids, and when people are being rowdy, yeah, it delays them in mentioning the name for the next kid. But also, what if you allow all of this clapping and screaming and everything? There might be kids who, for whatever reason, might not have anybody in the audience. You see what I'm saying? How would that make that child feel? So it's not just about decorum. It's also about, not, I guess, trying to keep it as even Stevens as possible as well. So it's just, I get it. Like my girlfriend, her son just graduated from 8th grade. And they were issued the same morning, no clapping or whatever. You clap for everybody after everybody's received their diploma. She and her and his dad, they did all the hollering anyway, right? And their thought is, it's my child. I want to do what I want. Excuse me, sir. Get down. You know better. If I have to tell you again, you're going to timeout. If I have to tell you again, you're going to timeout. Do you hear me?
Yes.
So I get it. There are reasons why these schools have these rules. Now, if the child would have been denied the diploma because her family acted a fool in the audience, I don't think that's fair, right? But for the child acting a fool, now it could be said she could have been smarter about her acting a fool. She could have got her diploma and then her shucking a job back to her seat. Then she would have been punished. It's too late. She already got it. That would have been smart. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even want to perpetuate that because, respect is respect. And I just feel like rules are rules and you choose to follow them or not. And if you don't, there are repercussions and you can't complain about them because she knew what the rules were. She chose to break it. It is what it is. Yep, Arlette has her Father's Day video up. If you haven't seen it and you get a chance, go watch it. Thumbs up and comment. Arlette does an excellent job at keeping her kids involved and handling these dad days because our kids don't have dads. So she does an excellent job. I look up to her. I always look to see what she does so I can kind of steal her ideas. Don't tell her I said that though. Maybe not, but how else do you punish them? What other punishment can you give? Do you stop the ceremony to call them out and then still call them out for their behavior and then still give them the diploma? I think that is more public shaming than just denying them a blank piece of paper. You know, that's the incentive. But since there were three other girls who did the same thing and received the same punishment, clearly her punishment wasn't even severe enough to stop the other girls from doing it. Maybe they thought they could get away with something, maybe a little something they thought was maybe a little less severe. I don't know. I don't know. It's like, how do you stop the onslaught? Because if you let one go, others try. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's just crazy. And I would have never, like, you, it's a short walk. You know what I mean? Walk across the stage, you get your diploma, you shake the hand, turn around, blow a kiss to your family, thank you, whatever. You know, after you receive your diploma, right? There is no cap with a tassel to turn or anything like that. I mean, I don't know. And then there were guests, right? There were guests. I don't know. Maybe I'm feeling the type of way because the young lady was black and the dance she did looked like a shuck and jive to me. Maybe that's just me being old. I don't know. Am I old now? I'm old now. And I just don't get what these kids do. But I just find this generation just has a lack of respect and a lack of decorum. And somebody has to enforce something, because what is the world going to come to when all decorum essentially goes to hell? Who's going to pick that up? Because the later generations are just going to get worse. Pick the legs up, put them back on the chair, and put the chair where it's supposed to be. So I don't know. I don't feel like it was that bad. Others have different opinion, or clearly you have a difference of opinion about a difference of opinion about the punishment itself. But what other punishment could the principal have done to stop an onslaught of the next 20 students doing the same thing? What other punishment? I'm open to the suggestions, right, of other things that this principal could have done that they can do in the future that would be more fitting. You know? Yes, the question is, why are the kids thinking they can behave any old way? Exactly. Exactly. It's if this child were in the real world, right? Can you imagine? I mean, granted, in like Hollywood and the music industry, when people are receiving awards, you know, the award is won, they get up and they act any old kind of way, right? But they on the time limit, you know. Can you imagine somebody getting up, shucking a job? Like, in most sports, there is a such thing as an over celebration, right? So that's unsportsmanlike, right? It's unsportsmanlike to be a sore loser. It's also unsportsmanlike to be, you know, to over celebrate as well, right? So that's the rule in sports. It's a rule in life, right? I get it. You want to dance? Dance after, right? Dance after. It's a ceremony. It's only a sliver in life. This is such an important time. Why would you want to do anything to mess that up? Why? Right? Why would you want to do anything to tarnish this once in a lifetime opportunity? Why would you risk it? It's too important to risk. So why do it? That's what I don't understand, what these young ladies are thinking, right? You think you could just do whatever you want? Oh, I'm graduating, they can't kick me out. Okay, well, I ain't got to give you this little fake piece of paper with a ribbon on it either. You can get your diploma in the back with everybody else. But all of a sudden it becomes published. I don't know. I don't know. I'm open to ideas, Arlette. I'm open to ideas because whew. Do you mind explaining the rules of the school again? If I catch the replay, thanks. The rules were just simply, I don't know, the article didn't explain like the rules, but basically the audience was told, like many other schools, you know, no clapping, no screaming for the individual students, right? That's to be held to the end till everybody gets it, and then you get the clap and and do all of that after. I believe the girls were also told not to do anything unbecoming on stage, right? And basically, I think the girl was saying they were told, the audience was essentially told not to clap or whatever. And then the girl in the article, if you read the article and not just watch the video, the young lady quotes that you can see me shushing everybody in the video because she knew the laughing would get her in trouble. So the audience can't hear you shushing. Okay, let's just say that. In the video, you see the classmates actively laughing. You hear the audience actively laughing. She acted a fool. She got a fool's response. Everybody laughed at her. That's what you wanted. That's what you got. But you also got a repercussion for that. And she's saying she was punished because the audience responded. So if the audience had been quiet, she seems to think she would not have been punished for what she did. So I don't know what the exact rule was. And to be quite honest, I can't, Jade, hush, in top voice. I can't remember. Granted, I graduated in '98, y'all, so it's been a while. I know we were handed rules and rules of engagement for graduation. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot goes into graduation, right? Because like I said, we're not wearing caps and gowns. We're wearing white dresses. We're all picking white dresses. There's a lot of planning that goes into that. So like everybody's sitting on the first row because you're on a stage, right? So you don't exactly want to be in a short white dress, right? Because you're on a stage. People can essentially maybe see up your dress or what have you. But there was a lot of discussion amongst the ladies who are going to be seated in that front row about how long their dresses should be, and they have to agree, because the idea is that it should look uniform. We take a picture at graduation every year, and I'm trying to think where my picture is right now. It might be in a bin, but we take pictures like before graduation, and a professional photographer is the same photographer that does our senior photos. When we take our senior photos, it's not like touch coming to the school and we're in a line. No, we have an actual photographer. We get appointments over the summer before senior year to go in and have our senior pictures taken. We get to pick, there's all we don't do caps and gowns, but we do kind of like these drape photos for the yearbook. And so everybody takes the drape photo for the yearbook. And so, and that same photographer comes to graduation to take our picture. They also come to the school for the other one that's taken on the grounds, where we line up in the year that we're graduating. So for me, it was a 9 and an 8. For them, I'm sure it was a 2 and a 3. So there, a lot goes into these graduations, right? A lot goes into the planning. A lot goes into the tradition of what our graduations are, and it's not just about being a Stepford wife or anything like that, but it's just modeling excellence and decorum. You know what I mean? It's not meant to be this wild, outrageous, event. It really isn't. And so graduation is a very special thing. And I don't know, I just feel a way about it just because, like I said, I ride for my high school, y'all. I ride for my high school. But hopefully, JB, that answers your question about the rules that were broken. But I'm quite sure, because if I'm remembering correctly, I think we did get a rules of engagement, what to do, what not to do. As far as us being on stage, and that there would be repercussions. And we may have been warned about maybe not getting our fake diploma on stage if we broke any of those. I can't say with 100% certainty when I graduated, and like I said, that was in 1998. I don't think any of that has changed, up until now. So if anything, they probably had even more rules, right? Pardon me. So It is what it is. Everybody's gonna have their opinion on what happened, whether it was right, whether it was wrong, whether this young lady was wrong, whether the principal didn't handle it appropriately. Some people don't even think the young lady was wrong. Um, you know, we all just agree to disagree, right? No hot debates need to be had about it. I don't know. Oh man, it really burned me. It really burned me in here because it's just like, how disrespectful. And that's just how I felt. That's just how I felt about it. And if I were one of the alumni in attendance to this, I would have felt this. I probably would have been even more appalled watching it in real time. Like, if I had ever tried. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't have any of that shenanigans at my graduation. I mean, people pump a fist like, yes, I did it. You can express celebration, but you don't have to over celebrate. And I think all that dancing across the stage when that's not what everybody else did. If it was a show of personality, that is something they could have asked to do prior to going into graduation, right? Where everybody had a chance to do it if they wanted to. If that is something she wanted to do, that could have been negotiated long before the ceremony so that she wouldn't get in trouble. The graduation is not like, it's not like we as students didn't have control over some aspects of the ceremony. It's not like we're just told to be soldiers and just walk. It just doesn't work that way. Or at least it wasn't when I was going. I can't speak for how they got to graduation. We do rehearsals, right? We go to the venue and we do rehearsals on the stage for the graduation. This is an impromptu, like, okay, line up, whatever, any old kind of way. We're in an order so that the names are called correctly. We are seated appropriately. You know what I'm saying? And all of that is worked out before graduation. It is a planned and practiced event, not for you to be acting a fool at. Just saying. You know. All right, the dances these kids are doing sure does look like shucking and jiving to me, and I'm 44. Yes, thanks, Libra love. Yes, yes. I don't know. She called it a juggy, a jiggy, a whatever. She did. It's just whew. My issue is more so with the rules that some of the graduations families are there for that one moment, and I feel the rules seem to dismiss the moment versus highlight it. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not want to root your child on when they call their when you they call their name. I'm sorry, y'all. I, he just went to the bathroom. Give me a minute. I'll be back. Come here.
Okay.
Go to the potty. Go to. Take that to the bathroom. Come on. Why don't you drop it on the floor? That's so nasty. Go ahead. They're filming. Come here. All right, sorry, y'all.
Stop. Wait. Stop.
All right. Baby, baby G is fully potty trained, so sometimes he makes a little bit of a mess. All right, so yeah, it's so hard to not just go, yeah, that's my kid, that's my kid. You want to do that, but in respect for the institution's rules, I mean, sometimes I don't want to dress a certain way for work, but those are the rules, so rules are the rules. We don't always have to agree with them, but we do have to abide by them. And we know them ahead of time. And like I said, it's life is a journey of decisions. We can choose to follow the rules or choose not to, but if you choose not to, there may be repercussions and you might not like that either. So, it's hard. I get it. It's hard. And some people just go, this is my kid. I'm gonna, do whatever. And I have seen events or other graduations where they halted the ceremony to say, please respect the rules, no clapping and shouting, this is that and the other, because what if there's a kid, if every parent's doing that and the kid gets up there and nobody shouts for them?
My fact,
They don't have anybody there to shout for them.
Miss Mika.
Who's that?
Miss,
Who's Miss Tamika?
it's Miss Mika.
Who's Miss Tamika?
What is no telling no Miss? What happened your family?
I don't respond to that name. Who's that? I don't know who that is. I'm mommy.
But you have to for mommy on your knee.
Thanks and answers.
But mommy, you have to push me.
In school, admin education is sacred, but people don't value education ceremonies the way
I will.
used to.
Look at how you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to give my knee.
Arlette looks like Evan Eisman has a question for you. But yeah. So y'all ain't come here to hear me. Go okay, Jada. Go on a rant about all the matter. At any rate, quick and dirty, because we done been here 52 minutes. Quick and dirty on my TTC journey. I think the last time I was on here, I think I said we were looking at February transfer. February clearly didn't happen. Stop. Then after February, I think what I said was June. We were shooting for June. The first opportunity would have been April. That first week in April, my birthday is within the first 2 weeks of April. So I went on vacation the week before my birthday, and so that wouldn't have worked out for the monitoring and stuff. I didn't go anywhere. It was pretty much a staycation, but we did stay at a resort here in Orlando, and I didn't want to do that back and forth, right? During vacation. So I just said, no, April's not going to work out. And so we were shooting for June. So what I did do is, because I still have to get medical clearances from my endocrinologist and from a maternal fetal medicine, the MFM. So don't chew on it. So I had an appointment on April 10th that I went to see the doctor, and that was to discuss protocol. And so we were discussing protocol, whether I was going to use like Lupron during the cycle. I didn't use Lupron before. I don't think I have a need to use Lupron. I said we're not going to start with Lupron if my estrogen's not straight. Then we cancel the cycle and we start over with Lupron. I'm perfectly fine with that. Excuse me, mommy's talking.
Mommy, I still can't.
But mommy's talking, and you're screaming over mommy.
Mommy, hi, to me. But I keep
I wish I could do these while he's taking a nap, but he doesn't take naps on the weekends. I don't know why he doesn't. He just doesn't. And it was a rainy day outside, so I thought it was, instead of doing what I was trying to do, which was rearrange my garage, I'm here. So get down, sir.
Okay.
So so that's what we were gonna do protocol wise. Everything else would be essentially the same as before. Um but then he told me that he was leaving the practice because he got an opportunity to teach. And so by the time I would come back in June, he wouldn't even be there. Okay, fine. I still need to get the medical clearances. So I was very afraid to make the appointment with the MFM. I actually tried to make the appointment on the way to that appointment and was told that I couldn't because their referral office and all the appointments, any appointment, I need a referral to go there. So I'm glad I found that out before I got there. So when I got there, I was able to tell them that I need a referral to see my MFM. So I told them what office, I told them what doctor. They said they would submit the referral. Great. I still needed to get the medical clearance from my endo, and now that it's been a year, so funny, so fast how the time is going. And it's been a year. All of my blood work and all of that great stuff is now due. So I need to do another infectious disease screening. I was overdue for a mammogram and pap smear or women's wellness. So I have had the wellness exam. Now I have the script to get the mammogram. So I still need to do that. I did see my endo. My A1C at the time was about 7.5. He said he needed it. Are you okay? Are you okay? Have a seat. I see you doing too much running around and jumping around. Have a seat. You okay? Okay. Because he's drinking this soda. He's pouring something else out in the kitchen. I never know what he's doing in the kitchen. Anyway, yeah, so the endo just wants me to get my A1C under 7. I'm not quite sure it's going to get there because I've had some trouble with my glucose lately. I think it's my stress level. Like I've been watching a lot of like videos and reading a lot of articles on glucose control. And I do wear a continuous glucose monitor. And it's so funny how when I'm fussing at him, I get high glucose alerts. My glucose shoots straight up. I don't know if it's just my frustration level, my stress, or what have you. I just recently got a new Fitbit because my other Fitbit, the band, something was wrong with the band. It wasn't staying on. That one was already a replacement, so Fitbit wasn't trying to replace that. I had it for over a year anyway. So at any rate, it's been over 2 years since I had purchased the Fitbit, so it was time to buy another one. The one I had previously, get down. Let me tell you how that stuff has been sitting up there for almost 2 weeks now, and he hasn't touched any of it. Now all of a sudden, see, he tries me. He tries me. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so I had a Fitbit Charge 4 before. When I was looking for my new device, I saw that this one, because this is actually a smartwatch and not just a tracker. So this is a Sense 2, and I'm kind of wishing that I was able to get the Sense, the original Sense, because all of the features are not quite yet available, even though this has been out for a while. A lot of people are just completely unhappy with it. I think the fact that Google acquired Fitbit, no more. Google acquired Fitbit. People seem to think the company and the quality and the customer care is going down tremendously. That might be the case. Google might be wanting to, sport their own brand of fitness wear and smartwatches and all that other kind of stuff. So I figured I got a month since I purchased it on Amazon to see how I feel about it and send it back. But I got this one specifically because it has stress management features. And so I don't know if y'all interested in it. I could come back on another live and we could talk about it. But I did find it interesting that when it does monitor like or see like changes, like I was fussing at him one morning. I just got this the other day, but I want to say the next morning after putting it on, he was frustrating me as we were getting ready in the morning, and the watch buzzed and said and asked me how I was feeling. So, you know, it does occasionally. No, no yo-yo, because you were not listening to mommy. So no yo-yo. So it asked me how I was feeling, and I get to take a moment to say whether I'm stressed, frustrated, worried, sad, calm, content, happy, or excited. So I'm a little frustrated with him running around. So I'm going to say I'm frustrated right now. Pardon me. And a little bit, it will ask me again how I'm feeling to just kind of see where I am. And then I can also do breathing exercises through it to like calm. And then it can take like a 2-minute assessment to just give me a moment to like kind of breathe and focus out. And then I can see like, did my heart rate come down? Did my heart rate variability go down? Like, did I actually become calm in those 2 minutes? And so I'm finding that pretty interesting. But you do have to wear the watch, I want to say, for a good week before you really get good data. So I haven't, this is like, what's today, Saturday? I think I got the watch on Thursday night. So I'm still pretty early and I'm not getting all the data just yet. It's supposed to be able to take my breathing, like my oxygen saturation, but that requires a separate app, and that app is not yet compatible with the Sense 2. But when I was comparing the watches, they said it could do this. So where's the app that allows me to do that? That's the question I have. But I did also get 6 months of free premium Fitbit. So I'm trying that out for the first time to see if that's worth me continuing to spend my money. But yeah, I'll let you know how it goes. I'm on a path to taking better care of myself, because I was not taking very good care of myself. So I'm trying. Um, all right, let's see. I think the faculty and students should be cheering for everyone, but I'm not in charge of any school. Yeah. Well, we do cheer for everyone at the end. It's a lot, and it takes a lot of energy to cheer for every student. Imagine 400 students and everybody cheering in between each one. It's a lot, and it takes a while. You'll never get out of there, girl. My son started calling me Tasha after who that, and he said you. Yeah, he'll point to me and be like, and he heard another kid calling me Miss Tamika, so then he just started that, and I said, who is that? Sometimes he calls me TT, sometimes he calls the sitter mama instead of TT. So I think he kind of mixes it up sometimes, and sometimes I just, when he says TT, and I just look at him like, who? And then he'll switch and he'll say mama. So you gotta listen. You don't answer to every day, right? So, oh, you didn't see his question? Yeah, he didn't ask one. Arlette, he didn't ask one yet. I don't know. I don't know who it is. Maybe he's attracted to your avatar. My daughter used to call me by my first name when she heard or learned my name. I think she just wants to say it and joke with me. Yeah, they think it's funny. I think it's important for kids to know your name, because if they get lost, what are they going to tell somebody who finds them? Who's your mommy? Mommy. That doesn't help them find you. So I think it's important for him to know my name, but he's got to know that he can't address me by it. That's all. That is all. Yeah, you got an admirer, Arlette. That's all. I don't know if he's still here, but you got an admirer. But yeah, so anyway, so to continue on, so that was the deal, that they were supposed to be submitting the referral to MFM, and that I was going to have another appointment with my endo, because the one I had right before that, I clearly didn't get clearance. I did the blood work, but the blood work had not come back by the time the appointment came around. And so if my A1C when it came back was under 7, then I could have called back and got the medical clearance. But it was not. It came back at 7.5. So we're just waiting. So what that did was put me 3 months in, which meant the end of June sometime. I got an appointment at some point. I don't remember when. It's coming, I'm sure. I need to look at my calendar. I don't know, but I have to do. I think it's the end of June because that was April, May. Oh, July. The end of July, or mid to end. Or maybe beginning of July. I think it is. I don't know. I'll check the calendar, but basically, I got to do blood work again because you do the A1C every 3 months. So, I basically I knew at that point June was not going to happen because I wasn't going to get the clearance. Plus, I didn't know when I would be able to get in with the MFM. So fast forward to June. It's now June something. I still haven't heard anything from the MFM office. Usually they get the referral and they call me. I didn't get a call from them. So I called them a couple weeks ago. Yeah, a couple weeks ago now. And they confirmed they did not receive a referral back in April. So I'm like, great. And the lady, when I tried to make the appointment before, the lady on the phone told me, no, this is a referral office. We can't make any kind of appointment without a referral. That's all she pretty much said. Okay, fine. And I said, well, I can still see, Dr. Dixon, this, that, and the other. She's like, oh yeah, of course, we'd love to have you back, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Being nice whatsoever. I called this time, same number, right? Get a different lady. And she's like, no, I don't see a referral here, so still can't make your appointment. But oh, by the way, we don't make these kind of appointments. Like, you're not pregnant, right? And I said, no, I'm not pregnant. This is just for medical clearance to get pregnant again. And she said, yeah, we don't do these appointments very often. And right now, there's a waiting list of at least 6 months before you can get in for this appointment. And that's after the referral comes in. I say, what now? And all I can think of is, oh, great. And I've lost 2 months on this because they never sent the referral in April. So now it's looking like I can't even get into this doctor to see him about a medical clearance until next year. And I don't even know what he want me to do to receive said medical clearance. So talk about disappointment. So I immediately went to the portal and sent a message. And also, I'm kind of disappointed in this clinic. I really thought there would be a lot better organization. Like actually being a patient of the clinic after all I went through with my last RE. And I gotta say, I'm just really disappointed in my experience thus far. And like when I was there April 10th, they were like, well, let us know your cycle day 1. And I sent that email and nobody responded. And that cycle was the end of April. Nobody responded to my cycle day 1. And I already knew June wasn't happening, so I didn't trip about the fact that they didn't respond, but somebody should have responded to that email. No one ever did. So this time, in contacting them about my referral, I did it through the portal, and which I don't even know why they have a portal, because when I was going through my egg retrieval process, all the results from the egg retrieval process was showing up late, like long after the fact. So it was just like, why is there even a portal? There was nothing that was keeping me up to date about like my test results or like what they were finding in the ultrasounds or anything. So it was just a lot. So I just anyway, I put it in the portal that I did report my cycle day 1 on April 23rd. Nobody ever responded. I don't know what happened with that, but I figured, since I didn't have a medical clearance since June wasn't happening anyway. But also, when I was there on April 10th, I told you I needed a referral. You took the information, the referral never went in. And now they're saying that there's a waiting list. And so she did respond back to me that they put the referral and they put it in with a stat. So hopefully they'll get me in sooner. And I'm just like, but I'm not pregnant.
Stop.
What is the stat gonna do to get me in sooner than some pregnant woman? You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like, and then she's like, oh well, you know, the doctor's notes. No. The doctor's notes still said you need a medical clearance from the endocrinologist. Okay, and we talking about the referral you're supposed to do. Let's listen. You're doing too much. So we talking about the referral y'all supposed to do. I know what I'm supposed to do, but we talking about what you didn't do 2 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's what's going on with that. So now it seems like I ain't gonna be doing no transfer no time soon. Get off of my couch. Get down. Get down. Get that chair and put it back at the table. Now. Put it back at the table. Oh, that's not even the chair. The chair's right here. Give me that stool. Put the stool down right here. Put it down right here. Thank you. And leave it there.
I want to sit.
Go ahead and sit. You can sit.
This.
But you are not to be climbing this couch.
We have to.
The couch is up from the wall because I was working on a project here and the ceiling's high. So I needed a ladder. I'm short. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm just disappointed. And then she's like, oh, by the way, you know, Dr. Lindheim's not here anymore. And I'm like, yeah, he informed me he wouldn't be, but I don't see what they got to do with y'all as nurses doing what y'all supposed to do. Did the nurses go with her? Like what? I don't know what happened. So, yeah, crazy. Hey, Dustin for Greatness. Hello. Let's see. Can you ask them for an exception to the rules since they didn't receive the referral? Ask who, JB? The MFM office? Or ask the clinic if they would excuse me from that medical referral? I mean, at the end of the day, it's the clinic's decision as to whether they're going to let me move forward or not. They're the one that asked for the medical clearance. So, considering it's going to be this long for me to get in there, the only alternative would be for me to see some other MFM that I have never met. Now, if I had never been pregnant before, that's what I would have to do, right? I would have to find an MFM that I could get into to get a medical clearance. I don't think they care what doctor, as long as they're an MFM. My issue is I'm 43, I'm overweight, I'm hypertensive, and I have insulin resistance, aka type 2 diabetes, whatever you want to call it, right? And I'm asking somebody's permission to get pregnant. I have a better shot at an MFM who cared for me during pregnancy, saying yes, than some random. In all honesty, that's the reality. So for me, I would rather see the MFM who cared for me during the time that I was pregnant, because all these conditions existed, right? Only I was younger, right? But everything else existed during that pregnancy. He has all of the records, all of the facts that there were no complications during the pregnancy, with the exception of the subchorionic hematoma, but that had nothing to do with my chronic conditions, right? So, you know, I didn't have any, it was just a lot of monitoring, but I didn't have any complications. There was no preeclampsia, you know, or anything like that. The diabetes was controlled during the whole pregnancy. Come here, sir.
I can't find my car.
I don't know where your car is right there. Which car are you looking for?
My car's gone.
I don't know where your other car is. It's wherever you left it, sir.
We washed her.
No, I didn't wash it. It's wherever you left it. And no, you cannot have the yo-yo. No, you cannot. So, they didn't suggest that I go find some other MFM. That wasn't the suggestion from the clinic. So go potty, babe. Go potty. So to be honest, they're left with one doctor now. And they might be a little overwhelmed because my doctor was the only other doctor. And so they're probably a little slammed, which is probably why I never got responded to for my cycle day one. Who knows who else they ignored during that time. But it's still not an excuse. You know what I mean? It's still not an excuse. And then, you know, the clinic can decide whether they actually want to require that or not. I'm hoping that if I can get my glucose under control, my A1C under 7, and get this medical clearance from the endo, that they'll just say, you know what, we don't need the MFM and want to move forward. I'm going to remain hopeful that that's what happens, but I'll try to see if I can get in sooner. Uh, I doubt it. I doubt it. Like if there are cancellations or something, I don't know the process. Just brainstorming. JB, they told me there is a waiting list. There are people hitting me at this point, and I'm just upset that I lost 2 months in the process. How many other people jumped ahead of me because they didn't submit that referral in April? I don't know. It might not have been a 6-month wait had they did the referral in April. So it's just crazy. You still want to stay with this clinic? Um, you know, at this point, this is what's interesting. I sent my cycle day one note, right? And they never responded. What I did get was an email saying that the offsite storage was coming to pick up my embryos. That didn't sound like they were trying to get ready to do a transfer with me, right? That they're about to send my embryos to offsite storage. So at this point, my embryos are at offsite storage. I am paying for that. They are not in the possession of this clinic. I could very well take my embryos somewhere else and go to another clinic to have a transfer done. However, that's not always easily done, right? Because a lot of these clinics, and I'm going to say if they're worth their weight, don't just take embryos from anywhere, right? What they're going to do is there's a whole process in transferring your embryos from one clinic to another. A lot of these clinics are going to want to see the reports from the embryologist of the original clinic to see if they approve of the process that these embryos were developed in. And I don't have any qualms about my embryologist, the head embryologist. I have a rapport with him from when I was get in here. You always finding something to spray. Get in here. Where's your shorts? He's naked. Sorry. Go get your shorts now. Go in the bathroom and get your shorts. You don't have any clothes on. Go get your shorts and put them on before you come back out here. Any spray bottle he can find, he sprays. I know where it comes from. I'm not going to say it on here. But put your shorts on, please, sir. You found your car. Congratulations. But you need to put your clothes on. Thank you.
It's Pop's lesson.
Okay. So anyway, so now he has this obsession for spray bottles and like spraying them. Anyway, so technically right now work is incredibly stressful. So that's another reason why I haven't been on. I've not been myself emotionally. I was not getting very much sleep. I'm behind in everything in life. And that is calming down. But in all actuality, this is not a great time to try to get pregnant. It's just not. My level of stress is like up here. So I'm not taking very good care of myself. I need to get on the ball for a while. So I'm not incredibly upset about this delay. I'm upset with how this delay has come along, but I honestly feel like God is working it out for me. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I gotta wait 6 months. Maybe I don't have to wait 6 months. I do want to make sure that I'm in a good place health wise so that I can have a healthy pregnancy. Because I got this baby to live for and perhaps another one. So hopefully another one. right? So, with a lot of the news out here, like Tori Brown and her experiencing eclampsia and dying while in labor while she was 8 months pregnant, and then her teammates um, from the Olympics basically saying that 3 out of the 4 of them almost died, in childbirth, and these are healthy, athletic women, right? They're probably at the top of their health for them to be competing at the level that they're competing at and to have these complications. So me and all my chronic conditions, it makes you think a little bit harder. I mean, granted, their story is not my story, but it could happen to anybody is the reality. And the fact that this is happening a lot more to Black women is disheartening, and I don't know. I can't say she didn't get good care, and I don't know. It appeared that she was in labor, or from what I read, I didn't do a whole lot of deep dive research into her story, but it appeared she was about 8 months pregnant. She was in some sort of labor. She was laboring at home, and she passed away. And it seems that she had some complications from eclampsia, so maybe there was a blood pressure issue. Um, a lot of the other ladies who experienced issues had like emergency C-sections due to preeclampsia and all that kind of stuff as well. So, you just never know, and you do want to be careful. And I don't want to just go in and not be in at least decent health, or like have my conditions controlled. You know what I mean? So the doctors give me safe parameters. I want to be within those parameters. Excuse me. No, I want to be within those parameters. You can get down. You can get down. I don't want you to sit on my lap right now. So I just want to get within those good parameters and, go through my monitoring and hopefully have a healthy, uneventful pregnancy, So I don't mind following some rules, but it's just, I need them to do their part. You know what I mean? I just need them to do their part. But, as far as staying with this clinic, I don't have to. My embryos are off site now. I am paying for that. I get to control when they are shipped somewhere because I have to pay for that now. So, and I can have them shipped wherever, so it's not like they're locked in to this clinic. So I could find another clinic, but that's going to take some work that I don't have time to do right now. And considering life in general, like, of course, my house is always falling apart. There's always something to do with the house. And so that just is what it is. This house is like yanking all my money. You know what I mean? But I just say resale value, resale value, resale value. Anyway, I got a few projects that I got going on here that I'm really excited to like show y'all, and when I'm done, and get that out. So I am fighting major depression right now, right? I know I don't really like seem like it, but I would consider myself like functionally depressed at this point. And it's not because I think I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. Work has been crazy. My toddler is being a toddler, and life, life is beating me up right now. And so I would consider myself functionally depressed. I have been majorly depressed before, some years ago. I want to say over 10 years ago. So it ain't hard to get back there, and I'm fighting real hard to not get back in there. So these projects that I have in mind that are in my checklist, I'm trying to stick to one project at a time. I will finish this project before I start the other one, that kind of thing. And just, trying to do things. I went into this year wanting to make more memories with baby G because the plan was to become a family of 3. So I wanted to make as many memories as we could, closing out this chapter and entering a new chapter of our family. So, and I think I overwhelmed myself with things to do because how my year was supposed to pan out is a vacation in April, a vacation in May, a transfer in June, another vacation in August, The transfer in June, I was expecting to be pregnant by another vacation in August and then sit my behind down, right? For a delivery sometime in like February, March, right? Put it back, sir. Put it back. Yeah, we can play with it. I think the sun is coming out. It's not raining anymore. You want to watch the Transfer Foreman movie? Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been watching the same Transformers movie all every day, all week. We watched it last night. He wants to watch it again. Find mommy the remote. Where's the other? Where's the other? Here it is. I'll put it on for you. Hold on, I gotta change it. So, I'm exhausted just saying all of that, right? So it's just like I know I said Transformers. I know I said I wanted to make these memories, and I for sure am making good on that. But I'm exhausted trying to do it all. Absolutely exhausted. I will say though that the vacations have come at great times. Um because I was very, very, very close to burnout in April when I went on that vacation. It wasn't the most relaxing vacation, but it did take some edge off the burnout. And then in May, Baby G got his first stamp on his passport, and we went to Paris. Some of you may already know I went with another TTC mama. She will likely post videos if you follow. If you're friends with me on Facebook, you already know because I haven't posted anything. I haven't posted anything on Instagram or Facebook. I certainly haven't posted anything here. I haven't been here because I've just been like just busy, crazy busy. And but she is posting on Facebook and tagged me. So a number of you may already know that we've been to Paris. So that was fun, but also not relaxing, right? You go somewhere, you want to do all that you can do. So it just wasn't a relaxing trip. What I need is a relaxing vacation, like one where I just sit and do nothing, maybe lay out at the pool or something. So come on, get down, sir.
Okay.
So, I need that kind of time, not like time to be like away from work, but also still busy. I need non-busy time, like time off where I'm not doing stuff around the house, where I'm just really truly relaxing. That's what I need. And so I don't know how much of that I'm gonna get, but anyway, work is calming down. And so hopefully in the next month or so, I'll be kind of in the clear and in a much better place work wise. Hopefully by then I will be in a much better place with what's going on with my housewives. And then, my stuff will start to level out and I'll be in a better place to have a baby then. So yeah. All right. I'm gonna go to the comments now. I know y'all got questions. So let's see. Yeah, baby G didn't see the show. You are not the first person to say that. I don't know. We probably do need a TV show, and if I filmed my life a little bit better, who knows what might be going on. The threat of leaving then make them let you move forward. That's what happened with me. You know what? Maybe. I do think a lot of it is. Let me turn this TV down. I think a lot of it is money grab, and because it was weird. Like I'm not gonna be able to get this, not even get in with this doctor for probably another 6 months. But you want me to report my next cycle day one? Why? If I'm not cleared, why do you need my next cycle day one? It's not like I'm going to start. Or are you going to gauge where you all are that particular cycle with? Do you have enough people to go through? Can you make enough money that particular cycle to keep y'all going, where y'all might make an exception just to grab whatever money? But also the reality is that I'm a insurance paid patient, so there isn't a whole lot of money to make from me. So I don't really see them making the exception, except for the fact that they want to make some money. They must be really desperate for money if they're going to make that exception. And I will tell you that they are holding on to my $4,400. Yes, $4,400 that I paid in November during my first egg retrieval for the possibility of doing PGT testing on my embryos, which I never did. So, and mind you, that 4,400 was just for the biopsy. Okay, biopsies never happened, so they still owe me $4,400. Maybe not 44. It might be somewhere around 42 because I've had like the water sino. I'm gonna say I was there in February. I want to say February was probably my water sino, and they asked for 200 and something dollars from me. No, here's your transformer movies. You wanted to watch it. Here it is. So stop with my phone, please. So they asked for 200 something dollars, and I said, "Well, I should have a credit on my account." And the woman said, "Well, I don't see a credit here." And I said, "I think y'all better find it." And she said, "Oh, well, we're in between. We're switching financial systems. I don't see it here. I don't see it in the old system. We'll have to go looking for it." Yeah, y'all do that because y'all got $4,400 in my money. I want y'all to find that. And so when I came back in April, they wanted to charge me again because the way my insurance is set up, they don't pay nothing until I pay my $3,000 deductible. So I had money to pay them, and I said, "Well, I have a credit on my account." She said, "Oh, if you have a credit, then we'll let them work it out, and if it's we'll work this out, whatever, and then we'll send you a bill, or if we need to send you a bill, whatever." And I'm like, "Y'all got plenty of money over there. You ain't about to charge me $4,000 for this here little visit to sit down in an office and not even lay on the table and talk to the doctor. So yeah, I need y'all to find my money." And so that was April 10th. And then now to find out that they didn't even send my referral. And I was like, okay. So one thing went through the portal for them to send my referral in, and another went to the email to the front office to say, yeah, I need y'all to refund me my credit on my account, please and thanks, since I ain't gonna be doing nothing with y'all for at least another 6 months. You've already held on to this money for 6 months. I don't need y'all holding on to it for another 6 months. You can go ahead and refund me my 42, 44, whatever it is, figure it out, and y'all can put that y'all can send that back to me, preferably to my card, please and thank you. And so the response there was that it was being forwarded to finance. She was supposed to be working out how much the credit actually was and then getting back to me. Like I said, that was over 2 weeks ago. I have not heard anything yet. And I have not seen a return to my card. So I'm now going to have to follow up with them again about what's up with my credit refund. So I think this clinic might be hurting for money a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So you having a hard time returning money that didn't go anywhere, right? I didn't have that procedure done. So you can kindly send my money back, please and thanks. So that's kind of where we are. And that's a lot of money to be holding on to. So it's just like, y'all don't have 6 months. Y'all should, to be honest, if y'all had proper bookkeeping, that money should have been returned to me. Okay. It should have been returned to me. It has not been returned to me. So they need to figure that out. So yeah. So I think they are more give me the yo-yo now. Give me the yo-yo now. I'm not playing. Mommy said no. So so I think they are more likely to make the exception for the money grab than anything else. But there really isn't a money grab to make because my insurance is paying for pretty much everything. And they're maybe going to see what $250 for the transfer. I really don't see them making the exception for $250. And if they are, that tells me a whole lot about their clinic. Sit down. No, wear your listening ears. Wear your listening ears. Show mommy your listening ears. You're doing the most, young man. You're doing the most. So, yeah. So I don't know. I mean, at this point, leaving, I don't even have to tell them that I'm leaving. I could just find another clinic, go get my transfer done, and just never report back. I don't. I have the rapport with the endocrinologist. That is why I chose to stay with this particular clinic. But I'm just disappointed in the experience. At this point. All right, I have been wondering how you've been. Yeah, thank you. That's for greatness. I know it's. I want to get on, but I don't have the energy, and also my mind hasn't been in the best place. So it's just like I want to be in a good headspace, and I don't want to be exhausted talking to y'all. You know what I mean? So I want to be lively when I'm talking to you. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer and sounding depressed. I mean, my cat, the last cat that I had, passed away on Mother's Day. Okay. So that was tough, right? I woke up Mother's Day and he was deceased. I spent early that morning burying him in the backyard and then trying to make sure baby G understood because I was worried about him because that is the cat he had the most interaction with out of all three of my cats. And, you know, you've been with me for a while. You know, the other two passed away last year, I think last year, within a month of each other. So I knew this one, you know, he's diabetic. It was really out of your mouth. It was really taking a toll on him. And he had trouble maintaining his weight. He was sickly. So I knew it was coming. Did it have to happen on Mother's Day? You know, so it's just been a lot. It's just been a lot. Um, and you know, my sister's birthday, the one I dedicated my journey to, her birthday was May 10th. My niece's birthday was 2 days ago on the 15th. Her mother's birthday is in 2 days on the 19th. All of these people are deceased. So I go through a lot this time of year. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And I'm trying to maintain, I'm trying to keep my head above water, all of that. And I'm trying to maintain a decorum at work. And I honestly feel like when I'm working, I feel depressed because I don't want to do it, but I'm doing it, you know. And, you know, I have my time. I have my time that I'm, you know, scheduled to be off and all of that. It's just been an extremely busy time at work. And even my manager's like, I am one of the busiest people on our team. And it was really hard. Like my role changed after the new year, and it's been really hard to get me off of some of these projects that are just long running because there aren't a whole lot of people with the experience to take them on. Everybody with that experience is busy and booked and over allocated like me. No, get that straw away from my body. So it's just been hard. It's just been hard. No, no. So excuse me. No, get your cup because I don't want you drinking out of my bottle because you're doing the most.
Stop.
So you know, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Which is why I'm okay with waiting to do this transfer. Um, that's so sad. Baby. But yes. JB, you weren't alone since in the stress department. I just shuffle around what stuff can hit the floor and what absolutely can't until things get better. Good news, it'll get better. Godspeed. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, it is scary. uh Baby G, that's not for greatness. Said, hey Jada. Um, I feel you functional depression. I can relate. He's playing with the light now. So if you see me changing colors, that's what it is. I didn't have the light on at all. But he's found the button. I should unplug it. Um, all right. Me too with the functional depression. I started actively looking for a new, hopefully less stressful job because that's the one thing I can change. Yeah. I mean, I absolutely love what I do. I absolutely love what I do. I would not go hard for it if I did not love what I do. It is not always like this. When there's work, there is work, and when there isn't, there isn't. You know. And right now, stop. Right now, the company is going through some changes because it's a software company, and they're end of lifing old versions, and so Jaden, excuse me, stop shaking it up. That's why it exploded on you. If you're gonna drink it, drink it. Do not play with it. This is why I have a carpet cleaner. He just got soda all over himself. I mean, it's not really soda, it's flavored sparkling water. You know what? I need to Lady Leo said I need to invest in the soda stream. I need to invest in the soda stream. These are really cheap, but they have aspartame, which is not great for your digestion. At least with a soda stream, I can control the level of sugar, right? I need to look into that when I find time. When I find time. But yes, yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to find ways that, like I said, got this watch to kind of help me manage the stress level, and it's not easy. It's just not easy. Not easy. Hey, Mrs. Living in Hope. Hello. Yes, I'm doing the same. I'm aware of the symptoms, trying to stay afloat. Yeah, it's just, once you've been there, it is not hard to get back. And I'm just trying to stay out of the dark place. I'm trying to stay out of the dark place. And it's hard. It is hard. And there are times I do not want to get up. You know, um, I'm gonna tell you what's funny. I started getting these anti-inflammatory injections in my shoulders, like in my back and in my shoulders. My chiropractor suggested that they do it in their office. That I get these injections to kind of help loosen up the muscles because this is where I carry all my tension. These shots they hurt. Okay, they hurt. And I want to say, and I'm good with needles and I got a high pain threshold, but this is where I am emotionally. I had a hard morning with him and I didn't get out the house soon enough to take him to the sitter before going to get these shots. Okay. I know the shots are painful. They're especially painful when the muscle is tight. Okay. And so I brought him with me. Pardon me. He was being incredibly difficult in the office, screaming, would not stop screaming. This is my first appointment with the lady. She's trying to explain everything to me. He's vying for attention. Everybody's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. But I'm just getting increasingly frustrated with him. And I'm just trying to keep my cool, trying to keep my cool. And so I'm sitting on this table and she's like ready to put the shots in. And she's on my right side, which is painful. But my left side seems to be more painful. And I think it's because this side is sort of compensating because I carry everything on this shoulder. And it got to the point where I couldn't hold it anymore. All the tension I was carrying. He's screaming. I'm trying to breathe through the pain of these needles or I should say these injections, right? And all I could do was tell this woman who doesn't know that much about me, right? I've been going to my chiropractor for years, right? It's where I get my chiropractic, my acupuncture. They do massage, they do manual therapy, which is basically physical therapy. They do all of that there in the office. No, here. So this is my first time really like meeting this lady and all of that. Baby G goes there, he gets chiropractic adjustments. And I knew that I was about to start crying. And I don't like crying in front of people. It's not, I think it feels like a show of weakness, right? But when I'm high tension, like when I'm angry and I'm high tension, I'm trying to hold it back. It comes out in tears. I can't stop it. And so I knew it was coming. And all I could say is, I'm sorry, but I'm about to start crying. It's not because I'm in pain. It's like a tension thing. And it wasn't like a boo-hoo, nothing like that. It was just I'm crying. I need to breathe through it kind of thing. And she's like, that's okay, that's okay. And I'm just like, if she was not sticking me with these very painful needles, I probably would have been okay. But he's frustrated me and I'm trying to deal with the pain of these injections. And I just couldn't take it anymore. It just brought it all up. And I want to say the second visit I had where he was not there, same thing happened. And so I think I was just high stress. and the pain of these needles put me over the edge. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't do anything but cry. And it's like I feel like I cry every time I come get these needles. It's not that I can't take the pain; it is temporary pain because she shoot me with like lidocaine, so it does go away. But it's just it hurts in the moment. It hurts, and she's like, "I know, I know. Just give it. This muscle's really tight." You know, it's just. I'm telling y'all, I'm in a way. I'm trying to get better, but I'm in a way. You know, I'm in a way. So it's just it's hard. It's hard out here. It really is. I love it. Can't wait to hear about the trip. Yeah. Paris was great. I lost a lot of time, but I'm a workaholic. It is what it is. But it was great. I do feel like we need to go back like for a few days and then visit somewhere else. I don't think we need another week in Paris. I think I just need a few days to do what I didn't get to do. And then, you know. But anyway, I mean, y'all know I'm like 3 years behind in posting videos on this channel. I will eventually get to it. I really, really will. But the time is all I can say. The time. All right, my daughter is in grade school, and for extra support and keep getting a schedule that will keep me sane. I make sure to utilize the school's aftercare, then this grade school homework after school. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and you know,
You're making
no, you can't drink all mommy's water. It's tough because I feel like I don't get that moment to like breathe because the sitter is pretty close to home. So it's like I drop him off at the sitter, I come home and go straight to work. I often work on my way to go in to pick him up from the sitter. You know what I'm saying? So I just really don't get that moment to breathe. And I don't have the infrastructure, right? I don't necessarily have the village I hoped I would have by this time. So it's hard. It's hard. But I don't like some of you are like, oh, you know, you're really doing it, you know, this is that and the other, and some like because I don't complain a lot. A lot of people are like, oh, you make it look easy, this, that, and the other. It ain't easy. Okay, it ain't easy. It is not my intention to make people think that this is for everybody. It's not. It is not. It is extremely hard. Everybody with children needs a village, you know, including us single moms. So I just don't have the village, and I don't have time to build the village. And I was kind of sort of in a mom group, then I got kicked out. I don't even know if I should even go into that. But yeah, I got kicked out not because of anything I did, but because of what I wasn't doing. So it is what it is. I didn't want to be a part of a group that required too much responsibility. I got enough responsibility as it is. I didn't need to take on any new responsibility. And so maybe it just wasn't the group for me. And I think I learned that early on. It wasn't the group for me. It was just a matter of time before I got the boots. So it is what it is. No hard feelings. I just got the boot from that group. It wasn't a group for me. I need to find another group. That's all. So sorry I wasn't as participatory as they needed me to be. But I'm busy and I'm over here struggling and I gotta do what I gotta do when I can do it. And you know, all that extra stuff just no, you know. And I think some people might have the excuse me, sir, where are you? Come in here. You come where mommy can see. I want you to come where mommy can see. I can't see you back there. Where's your cup? Go get your oh no, your cup is right here. I need you to stay where mommy can see.
We need to go, Baba.
So he's on punishment. He don't have his tablet. That's another reason why he run around here crazy. Yeah. So I just it is what it is. People don't understand. Like I want to say a lot of the mothers in that group were either get down. No, you are not getting the tablet. You were not using your listening ears yesterday. So you are punishment from the tablet right now. And that kind of behavior is what keeps the tablet from you. So, and most of those women are either married or have partners, right? Or maybe all of them. I think all of them are married and have partners, right? Some of them, like I know one of the ladies was getting married. All the other ladies that I know of were married. Stop throwing stuff over here. Stop. No, you had your vitamins for today. You're not getting any more till tomorrow. You want to go to timeout? Then I suggest you find your inside voice. No, what are you getting from the kitchen? What are you getting from the kitchen? So I don't know that they understand the level of responsibility I already have as a single mom, right? And also my kid is a lot younger than theirs, right? So I'm not saying they don't understand my plight, but the group of children are on a different level than my kid is. So like they're not at the same level of play. They're not the same height. Like we can't always do the same things, you know? So that makes it hard for us to participate. And they like to do stuff without the kids. Well, you all have someone to leave your kids with. Who am I leaving my kid? I ain't got no husband or partner at home to leave my kid. Right. Now, granted, my friend who brought me into the group, always offers her husband, but he don't always want to watch an extra kid either. And my kid hypes their kids up, so it's a lot harder for him to watch all three than it is to just watch his two. So and I have other reasons as well. So why I don't always want to just drop him off there. So it just wasn't a group. What are you looking for? Your tractor's right there on the floor where you left it. So it just wasn't a group for me. It just wasn't. But this is part of like what's going on. Like, excuse me, what are you doing? There's nothing you're looking for is under there. So stop. So I think they don't understand what I'm going through, nor should I even have to explain. But I think there might have been a little bit of like me being just unresponsive, which I tend to isolate when I get emotionally not great, and also me not participating in certain things, and then also it probably didn't help to see me that maybe my friend saw me tagged in a trip she knew nothing about, right? Because I didn't share that with her. Well, I don't need permission to live my life, right? So just because I managed to find myself on vacation doesn't mean I'm any less busy. You know what I'm saying? So and I shouldn't have to explain that. I just shouldn't. So it is what it is. All right, back to back to the comments. Um Thank you, Miss Living in Hope. Thank you. He's the last one. We are now petless. We have no more animals in the house. So it's a little crazy. Sorry about your cancer. I understand what you're going through. Thank you. That's such a greatness. Sending love to you. Hugs. You need a big embrace from your sisters that care about you and your journey. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's why it's like I want to come, but I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. You know what I mean? You guys want to hear good news, not depressing news, right? Sorry about the loss. You have to deal with. Thank you. Oh, I don't love it. Um, Talking it out is helpful. Says proud of you for pushing through past what you're feeling and seeing. That's called faith and persevering. Thank you. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, you go to work, people want you to do what you're getting paid to do. You know what I mean? They don't want to hear your sob story. And I learned very early on, I little boy, I swear. Oops, asking for trouble. Ooh, he asking for trouble. Is that a bag? Dark circles. Find somewhere to be. Because I told you the next time you touch that, you were gonna go to timeout. Is that where you want to go?
It's awesome.
Yeah, he wants to change the subject.
It's awesome.
Optimus Prime, yes. Yes, I know.
We need to help my people.
Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I'm talking to a therapist every other week. That helps me a lot. Yeah. Yeah, see, I wish I had time to put therapy on my schedule. I have so many doctor's appointments that I haven't even made yet. It's like, where do I fit another appointment in? With work, and it's just people. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Dropping the problems at the door. I learned when I was okay. Mosquito bites. I hear you. They itchy.
It's itchy.
Maybe you should have a seat and stop moving around so much. Maybe they won't itch.
Wait, I'm going to me. But it's not.
Excuse me, sir. Watch out.
But I didn't find my phone. But I still can't find me, mommy. But I still can't hear him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I still
So,
can't hear him.
let's turn this down. This is really loud. So, yeah, just people, the folks at work want you to do what you're getting paid to do. They don't want to hear your problems, your sob stories, and all of that. So I've gotten quite accustomed to just dropping the problems at the door, getting the work done, and then going back to my problems. Um, you know, my therapist told me I had this uncanny ability to separate myself from my emotions, which is a blessing and a curse. It's really not a good thing. No, mommy said no. Mommy said no. What is this on your shirt? What have you been rolling around in? I'm tired of talking. That's what happens when you don't listen. Sorry about the screaming, y'all. I'm gonna go on mute for a second. Sorry. He don't listen to anything else. Sir. You want to go to timeout?
No thanks.
That's what I thought.
I eat some dinner.
It's not dinner time, baby.
Uh, what's for dinner?
I don't know what's for dinner. Maybe we'll go to the store and get that pizza dough. We'll make strombolis,
We
okay?
have to go to store.
Yeah, we'll have to go to the store later. And we'll make strombolis, okay?
I mean to
Okay.
get some movies.
So, uh, it is what it is. But, sorry, y'all. I digress.
Under my bed.
Sometimes I do a 20-minute walk between work and picking up the kids. That has been helping me too. I wish I could, right? I got to pick him up by 5:30, which means at the earliest, I'm leaving work at 5. There isn't time, to do that. I wish my sitter kept him till 6 or 6:30 would be perfect. You know what I mean? But she goes until 5:30. I believe that's when her husband comes home from work. And so she just wants to be free and available for him. I get it. But if he were at like a daycare, I probably would have to probably 7 to pick him up. What are you doing? Put that down. So, like, if he could be there until 7, that would like really work great for me. But it's the sacrifice I'm making. But close it. Close it and put it back, please. Don't let me tell you again. You will go to timeout.
We need to go to roller skating.
No roller skating today, babe. So yeah. So I wish. He is very close to like preschool, and so go potty, baby. You don't need mommy to go to the potty with you. You do not need mommy to go to potty with you. You know how to go potty by yourself. So go ahead.
Stop. You have
Go ahead and go potty.
you have to stop it.
No, mommy doesn't have to stop. But you can go potty.
I want you to sit.
Okay, so sit, but you best not go to the bathroom on yourself. You know how to go to the potty, so you go.
It's the people.
Oh, now he wants to watch the movie. Anyway, yeah. So, maybe I'll get some bit of that break when he starts going to preschool, and I can pay for aftercare. And I'll get a little bit more of a reprieve.
What happened? Just ask Mickey House.
It's hard. I don't get much help, but I'm thankful for the help that I get. Yeah. Yeah. It's we all need a village out here, man. We all need a village, and
Are you only
I just don't have any family here, and I don't have a whole lot of friends here, and my neighbors are always like, "Oh, we'll watch him anytime. He's such a great kid. This is that, and the other." And it's just like, but y'all work, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe they'll watch him on a weekend or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to see. Right. Irritability is a sign of depression. Unfortunately, I turned to drinking wine. Bad. I'm constantly rebuilding my village. My main village is my daughter's Christian school and their aftercare. Yeah. And a friend of mine mentioned like drop-in care. I have not had the time to see if there's anything like that here in Orlando. Like for drop-in care where I could just drop him in, on any particular day that I needed. So like on days when the sitter is closed, like Monday, I still have to work Monday. She's being closed on Monday. So it's like he's just home with me. So if there were a drop-in daycare that I could take him to, that would be great. So maybe I need to start looking inside voice. Inside voice. So I need to start looking for some drop-in care. Or I originally, when you have a private sitter, you really need a backup sitter for these kinds of reasons. Because when the sitter is sick, or busy or has an appointment or whatever, there isn't anybody to take to care. You know what I mean? There isn't anybody to like cover for her. So she's just closed, or she has to close early or whatever the case may be. So I need a drop-in sitter, or like, because they have like these 24-hour drop-in places. I don't know if they have them here, but I guess I should look for them. But if any of you have any experience with like drop-in daycares, let me know. Because I don't, I have to look. I haven't, it wasn't an easy, it's not an easy thing to search for. And I don't know of anybody that knows of any drop-in places. So I don't know. I could also, take the time to build a relationship with like an actual sitter from say like care.com or something like that. I could do that. I have not done that, but I could do that. That's another option if I just want to have an evening to myself or something. But I'm a hermit that lives in a rock in a bubble. Inside voice. If you do it again, you will go to timeout. Because you're being rude. And I hate to put him in timeout because he cries for a long time.
Surprise. But that's some surprise presents.
I need you to find your inside voice, sir.
Have present. We heard
So,
present. We can have present.
Village is exhausting but necessary. Yeah. I'm not good at making new friends. I never have been good at that. I've never been good at that. I am great at you know, like being cordial and making new like associates. I'm horrible at making new close friends, you know. I'm absolutely horrible at it. I don't put enough effort into it, I have to say. But I'm just horrible at that.
That's awesome, Miss Plum.
Can you join a Mocha Moms group down there? They've married and
You can
singles and a chance
consider.
to,
Like our
chance to
classes
interact
staff.
on chat. Do you like and that likes you? I don't know. I've never heard of Mocha Moms. I know there are a bunch of like single mom by choice groups. I mean, I'm not restricted to just you know what? They just had like a single mom empowerment forum dinner and forum here in Orlando. I heard about it on the radio, but I didn't go. I didn't know about it enough time to even see about going, and I'm not even sure I would have had the opportunity to go. But I think that was nice. It was like a strong single mom something or other. Um, that would have been nice because I think they gave out like a lot of resources and stuff like that for single moms. But I don't know. It's just like it's hard to like find groups because then the thing is now I have to make the time to like join the group, if that makes sense. You know, so I don't know. It's just tough. It's just tough. I mean, I'm trying, but I'm like sometimes I'm just tired and I don't want to be on somebody else's schedule. I kind of just want to do me. You know. Yeah.
It's a
Building
super
the village
fast
is
car.
critical. When I looked into Mocha Mountains in
It's a
Philly, their
super
activities were
fast car.
during the workday, so not great for a working
It's a
outside the
super
house
fast
mom.
car.
But I may look into it again to see if that's changed. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I will look. I will look. I will look. BJ said hi to Jaden and wants him to come back to our house. Oh, oh, baby Joy said hi.
Hi.
He said hi back.
I'm stuck.
Uh,
I'm stuck, mommy.
Maybe find a summer schedule for baby J that allows quiet time of 1 hour or so. Adults or adult time is critical since I'm the only driver. I find a
You
day
can
where
drive
I
the
absolutely don't drive to relax. Oh, nice. Uh,
car.
I don't know what is there for
Wi-Fi.
3 year olds. I mean, I had them in soccer. Soccer's pretty much done for the
Wi-Fi.
summer. It's just way too hot to have them out there. They do
Those
clinics
were different.
during the summer. Soccer won't start back up until September. I do want to get him in swimming lessons. I don't necessarily have to be in the pool, but it's not like I'm just going to take him to swim lessons and then leave. I'm still there, with him. So I don't know where I could, take him for an activity and just leave him, right? I don't know. I just haven't seen any programs like that for his age. It's tough with littles. It's tough because they require so much attention. My son is social, so I follow his lead. That helps because I will stay to myself when it's up to me. Yeah. And I don't get cabin fever. This one over here does, which is another reason why he's so like full of energy because it's the rain season here. I see the clouds have turned blue, so when I'm done here, he'll get some outside time. But that's what he needs. He needs time to like run around and play. And I also feel bad because he doesn't have anybody here to play with. And I haven't been hanging out with anybody else, so he hasn't had any other kids. And it's rain season, so by the time I pick him up, it's rained already. So I don't want to take him to the park to play on wet play sets, right? So it's tough. And at the sitter, he's the only kid because all the other kids, he was the youngest when he started going, and all the other kids have aged up into preschool, so they're not there during the school year. Now that it's summertime, those kids come back to her in the summer because they're out of school, right? So now he does have other kids um at the sitter for him to play with, and he's so excited to like go and play with them. And so he is so like, like BJC, he's so social. And I wish I was as social as he was. It's just not. I'm just not. And then maybe it's just because I work too much. And sometimes I just want to sit and just be and not be bothered by anybody. you know?
Super fast.
So, and I feel bad because if he were at a regular like
But
preschool,
mommy.
he would have had
But mama.
the, okay, stop screaming. You do not have to scream that way. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. The screaming is not how you get what you want.
I know it's car broken.
So
He
I
came.
feel bad that he just doesn't get that interaction with other kids. So anytime he sees anybody, whether it's a kid or a grown person, he gets super hyperactive, excited, just because somebody else is around. And I feel bad that I don't get him out enough. And I hoped to make, maybe mom friends with the soccer group. We did 2 seasons. He had like some favorite people in both seasons. It just didn't turn out into anything. Like we didn't exchange numbers, or it didn't result in like play dates and let's hang out later after the season. It was, great hanging out. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to be better about initiating that kind of thing because I'm not great at that. Instead of waiting for maybe somebody to come to me. So I'll take that as a challenge in September when soccer starts again. Hopefully we'll see some of the same kids. He's still in the 3 to 4 group. A lot of, I want to say, the one little girl, he kind of was like his favorite person in the first season. I think she aged up, so she wasn't in the 3 to 4 group anymore. So we did see her a couple of times, but they're just not on the same team. So that kind of sucks. But it's hard. It's just so hard. Ugh, it's hard. If he plays well with the kid and the parent does not turn me off, I'll try to connect. Yeah, I got to get better at like initiating that kind of thing because I'm not. I just don't. I don't. I try to be friendly. I'm friendly with all the parents, but that's all it is. I'm just friendly. It's hard to find an activity where you can leave them when they're small, but you may connect with another mom or family while you're waiting on the kids doing the activity. Yeah, that's what I hope. I don't know. I got put it back. You're doing the most again. You're doing the most again. I don't know what you're looking for trouble, sir.
Where's my dinosaur?
Your dinosaurs are in the trash because you didn't pick up your toys. I need you to go potty.
No.
I need you to go potty right now.
No, it's not sit.
Okay, you go ahead and sit. But if you go potty on yourself, we're gonna have trouble. Yes. And Mocha moms, most moms work in the org now. That wasn't always the case. Most of our events are after work and on the weekends. Focus, mom focus and resources that promote wellness. Oh, that's nice. I think Mocha moms vary from city to city. I've heard amazing things about the one in the DMV. Oh, well, I have to look. I don't know. I don't know. Hopefully, there's something down here, Central Florida, what have you. I've been the one to suggest exchanging numbers. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Cause I would suggest exchanging numbers, and then I wouldn't. I'm bad at making the first call. I'm bad at that too. So, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? I, I just got to step out there, right? Just got to step out there. I don't know. It's tough, man. It is tough. Agree. At variability, we live in the DMV and a dual number, 2 checkers. Okay. Nice. It's awkward. Yeah. It's so awkward. I'm just not. I am what you would call an extroverted introvert, right? Every time I take the personality test, I land smack that in the middle because I like being around people, but I also like being in my own space, right? And so it's just like, sometimes I don't know. And I don't know, I don't know if it's because I work from home that people don't think you like actually work. You know, my niece lived with me and she felt like I didn't actually work, right? Because I work from home, like I didn't work hard. because I work from home. Well, my lack of non working hard is paying for this roof over your head. So you know what I'm saying? Like, where are we going with this? But I think a lot of people had that mentality, no shade, to her, but I think, you know, people just think you don't work that hard when you work from home. And I work really hard. Come here. Come here where mommy can see. Oh, you going potty? Okay. Wanted to make sure he wasn't in that kitchen. Go potty. No, you don't need mommy to go with you. Come on, mommy. Please just go potty. So he was in the kitchen. Come on, mommy. All right, let me walk him to the potty. Come on, I'm coming. Maybe not. No, he won't go. All right, I'll go. Be right back, y'all. Come on. I don't know why he. It's just what likes to drag me to the potty with him. Yeah. Same here. I'm introverted in all worlds, including dating. It's very hard. I haven't dated yet. My baby is 8. Ooh, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's just so hard. I am the person where come in here, get out of the kitchen, come in here. I don't know what you're doing in there. What is that? Always stealing snacks. No, you're not gonna eat this. It's not candy. You're not gonna eat it. He's not gonna eat this, right? He's not gonna eat it. He'll open it, but he won't eat it. You want to taste it?
Yep. I want to taste this.
You're not gonna eat it. I already know you're not gonna eat it.
Oh, my.
And this is old. I don't think you should eat it.
Ah.
Here, take a small bite.
Okay.
Bye bye. Right. Yeah, you don't really like it. That's what I thought. Don't get anything else out of the kitchen, sir.
Cracker.
So I'm the person that goes to the party. Like if I go to a party and I know you, I'm probably hanging around you the whole time. If I go to a party and I know nobody, I find a good spot to park myself and have a nice drink, and we'll converse with anyone who comes within my vicinity with no problem at all. I am not like I don't work the room. I'm not one of those kind of people. But I'll converse with anybody. I have no problems holding a conversation. What are you doing? Come here. Come here, sir. Jadon, come here. One, two. I don't know. It's just who I am. Two different personalities that live over here. Oh, thank you, Dustin, for the greatness. Thank you. My whole life is free. I did create this world. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. All right. Call disassociation. Oh, is it? What have I disassociated from? Dissociative disorder is what I've heard it be called. What? What does that mean? Because I don't. I'm not a. I don't. Because I'm. I don't always like to be around people. Is that what it is? Maybe. You know, I was talking to my primary care physician, and I said I've always joked about being like ADHD because my mind tends to jump around to a few different places, and sometimes I have trouble concentrating depending on what it is. And after a little bit of conversation, she said, you might be, you I fit the profile of somebody who could be, right? And she encouraged me to get it evaluated by my therapist. And so, I mean, clearly I've seen a therapist and she's never said anything. She said, if you want to be on meds for it, I could manage it with her, but it's nice to be evaluated to know whether it's there or not, whether I want to be medicated or not for it. I don't feel like I need medication for ADHD or anything, but it'd be nice to know if my joking, was really truth. Interesting.
Okay.
So I might have some stuff in there. I need to call up my therapist and find some space on the calendar to make some more regular visits with her. Oh, yeah, my twin. A lot of people keep saying that. I feel like he's growing out of me. And some people feels like he's growing into me. I don't know. One way or the other. Oy vey. He is a cutie pie. That's why I got all these pictures up here. Mostly him. Um, he is a cutie pie, which is why I can't stay mad at him for too long. But it is rough, man. It is rough with this young man. But I've been trying. I've been seeing articles about like this whole hidden hunger business. Like maybe he's deficient in vitamins, and that's why he acts out the way he does. But he takes the multivitamin every day. I don't know. You gotta go potty again? Okay. You see how he didn't need me to go with him? He doesn't really need me to go. You're fine, girl. We just adapt to our circumstances. There are periods of life that are difficult. That's called being normal. Also, I'm an only child, used to many times of being alone. Yeah, I'm the youngest of six. Although there's a gap, right? There's a lot of playtime by myself. I do like being around people. Um, for the longest time, I wanted to be like a software developer, but in my professional career, I kept getting bamboozled into these like customer facing positions. And I do actually prefer that instead of sitting in a box and coding. Um, I finally got the opportunity to sit in a box and code, and I hated it because I just didn't have the interaction with the people that I had become so accustomed to. And so and now I have a position where another position where I'm very customer facing, but I get to code a bit on the side. Okay. Somebody needs the butt wiped. I'll be right back. Come on. Oh no. What are you doing?
Just want to play.
Give mommy the yo-yo. Mommy said no to the yo-yo, please, and thanks.
Stop it.
No, you stop it. Okay, sorry about that, y'all.
Stop it,
Here,
Papa.
let's turn this off. What'd you do with mommy's charging cord?
I don't know.
Get the charging cord from over there, please. You don't know. You never know. I gotta charge my. No, the charging cord, the gray one. That's all right. I got one. That's all right. I got one right here. I was gonna charge her light.
It's a BJ mess.
Oh no, this one's not gonna work.
I
I need a different cord. Where's the gray one like this? Where's the gray one like this, babe?
I don't know.
You don't know. No. Don't start doing that. 'Cause it's not over here. All right, it's not here. That's all right. Mommy will find it later. Okay, mommy will find it later. It's okay. Thank you for looking for me. Carry on. But I can also be very social. I'm older and have just learned that I don't want to associate with everyone.
We need to try it.
I know, right? Uh, we've learned that sometimes we just, we're wary. No, we're wary of the company we keep, right?
Stop.
No, no, sir. No yo-yo.
Stop.
Find something else to play with. Find something else.
I want to
play with.
something else.
Well, too bad, because you're not
I
playing with
want
this.
something else.
You better stop.
I want something else.
We're not going to throw stuff around my house.
I want something else.
If you kick or throw something else, you are going to time out. I suggest you make the right decision, young man. Let's take a nap. Somebody must be sleepy, right? Is it nap time? I think it's nap time. I think so. I think it's nap time. Yeah, I just, we're wary of the company we keep, right? Wary of the company we keep. And sometimes it's not just give it back. Give it back now. One.
Mommy.
You're not eating that. So, and I don't want you to make a mess with it. So we're just wary of the company we keep. Not that, everybody that we hang around or choose not to hang around is bad company. It's just, we engage with who we want to engage with when we want to engage with them. If that makes sense. So,
Here.
I'm not necessarily trying to be like selective. Come on, because this is gonna make a mess. He took the whole thing out of the package and he's not eating it. Or maybe he is. I don't know. We'll see how far he gets, but this is gonna make a mess. But yeah, so it's just, I don't know. It's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to make the money for the rent. I'm trying to tell you, it's hard out here. And I work hard. I'm not saying that nobody else works hard or anything like that, but I think, sometimes people don't understand how taxing a job can be when it's mentally taxing and not necessarily physically taxing. Like they don't see that mentally, like being mentally exhausted it can be worse than being physically exhausted. And I am critically thinking all day. And when I'm already spent from a morning of fussing with him, are you going to eat this? You're not going to eat this. That's what I thought. Don't wipe that on me. I'm forever his napkin. No, because you're not eating this, and it's just melting. Here, I guess maybe he will eat it. He needs the protein. So hopefully he enjoys.
I love you, mommy.
I love you too, baby. Give mommy a kiss. Thank you. hmm Is it good?
Is it good?
Is it good?
Yeah.
Es bueno?
Yes, es bueno.
Es bueno, me gusta.
Me gusta.
Hmm. Love the sitter. The sitter teaches him all the Spanish. Sometimes he surprises me. I asked him what he wanted to eat. He said, Papa, no, something. I think it means mashed potatoes. And I said, I'm sorry, we don't have mashed potatoes here, so we can't eat that. So anyway, anyway.
This is a fire.
I'm trying to think what else has been going on. So like I mentioned, Baby G has been in soccer. He's done 2 seasons of that. His coach, very cute coach, maybe probably too young. Was like I want to say on that last game, he like we were at like the Kona ice truck, which is like shaved ice with the syrup and stuff. And that had become our tradition. Like we do soccer, and then at the end we get like a Kona ice before going home or whatever else we're gonna do that day. And he like tracked us down to the truck and like waited for me to get everything. And where she thought he was waiting to make an order, and he said, no, I'm just waiting for them. And then he asked me again because I want to say after like the first game of the first season, he asked if I would be interested in private soccer lessons for him. And I was just like, I don't even know if he's gonna like it yet, or whatever. And I was talking to my auntie, and she was like, "You were supposed to say yes. I'm interested in private lessons. When can you come over and give him your number?" And I was just like, I don't know. Maybe I'm so horrible when like guys flirt. I'm horrible at it. So I don't know if he was flirting or he's just trying to build his little, private
Please
coaching,
stop immediately.
or maybe a little bit of both. I don't know. But I was just like, I don't know if, if he really likes it or not. But I said I definitely wanted to get him in the second season, whether he likes soccer or not. It's a different level of structure that he's not really getting at the private sitter because to see him to see him next to the other kids was kind of rough because I think they all probably go to like regular daycares. And when they're standing in line, they're waiting their turn, they're following directions, and he does none of it. He does none of that. And I'm like, he's the only unruly kid out here. He's so unruly that I'm basically like the assistant coach just to manage him. You know what I mean? And I was just like, but he needs the structure, which is why I put him in the second season. Like he didn't first season didn't really want to play as much. Like there's like practice and then there's play, and he'd maybe get through practice, but then by the time we got to the game, he wasn't interested. By the end of the first season, I want to say he spent more time out on the field. He started this season off pretty strong, being on the field or whatever, but when he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to play. And um so anyway, so here it is, the second season, it's the same coach, right? And he said at the end of the first season, if you want to request me, you can, request me for the next season. And so one of the other moms said this was her daughter's like second season, and she thought that he was just way more patient with the kids and all of that. And I was just like, oh wow, like some of the coaches are not like great. So I was like, okay. He said I could request him, so that's what I did. I requested him, but I not only requested him, but I also requested to like be placed on the same team with the same kids. And so I was told by the program director when she responded to me that one, he as a coach, he's not a regular coach. He is actually a staff member. They try to get volunteer coaches from like the parents and stuff, which might be why some of the other coaches weren't so uh patient, I guess. But he's actually a staff member, and so he's not a regular coach. He would just be put on staff to coach teams that didn't have a coach, right? So and she said, I'm sure there'll be another team in this age group, who doesn't have a coach. And so you'll probably end up with him. And I'm like, okay. But then almost none of the kids, I want to say one kid from his team the first season ended up on his team in the second season. And I didn't recognize any of the kids on the other team because there were only 2 3 to 4 year old teams. So I don't know if they just didn't sign up for another season, or if they aged out, right? Because like I said, the one little girl, she aged out and she was just on another. She was, I think, on an older teen season. And anyway, he basically waited for us to be done at the truck and was like, "Oh, would you be interested in the private lessons?" But what I find interesting is when they gave out the trophies, he's like he says something about all the little kids when he gives out the trophy. So when he gave out Baby G's trophy, he was just like, "I'm working with him," and I was like, "Are you?" Like, when are you working with him? He was like, "But if he, we can get him focused, this, that, the other, he's gonna be one of the best players out here." Blah blah blah. He says his little thing, and so everybody cheers. He gets his little trophy, and everybody, the other kids get their trophies, and we kind of go on. But then he was like, he's working with him. I'm like, you're not really. I mean, I define working with him. I don't know. Maybe he's just trying to foreshadow. But he did ask me again about the private lessons, and so all I could hear was my little auntie's voice in my ear, like, "Girl, just give him the number. Just give him the number." So I'm trying to be nonchalant. My hands are full. I'm juggling a whole bunch of stuff. Plus, I'm trying to get the cone of ice for me and for him, and I'm trying to give him the number. And then the thing is, I don't have like a Florida number. And so I'm trying to say the number to him and he's typing it in his phone. And I'm like, I don't even know if he has the number correctly. But we talked about like where he would do the coaching, like the park or whatever. And I was like, well, what day? Would it be Saturday? He was like, any day, really. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, let me know. And he said, I'll send you the details. Now, I haven't heard anything yet. That was what, end of March? And I haven't heard anything yet. But like I said, I don't even know if he actually got the right number from me. So it's possible he got the wrong number. I might not hear or see him again until September. So I guess we'll see. We'll see then. In the meantime, I did buy like some soccer stuff. Like I got a net, he's got a ball. I got the little cones, and I know like all the drills and stuff that he usually does. Did you eat that whole thing? I think he ate that whole thing. um all the drills and stuff. And so, when I try to do soccer with him, he's engaged for a while. But there's really like no game to play. I just try to get him to take the ball from me. And he goes after it. Let me go get the wipes, babe, so we can wipe your hands. Go get the wipes on the bed. So so I don't know. I think he's way too young. Way too young. But he is nice looking, just saying. He's nice looking. Ah, yes. BJC did none of it at 3 in soccer, and he was in regular daycare. Through COVID, had him home with me. Okay, although COVID had him home with me. Yeah. Hey, Tanya. Hey, you called me. We about 2.5 hours in, girl. I just saw this. I'm glad I caught you. Yeah, we about 2.5 hours in. I've already gone on my rant. We've already talked about the TTC stuff. I have to catch the replay, honey. But so now I'm just kind of like winding down. It's long after lunchtime. I have not eaten anything since earlier this morning. I think I'm starting to feel a little bit faint. I'm tired, y'all. I was tired when I got on here, but I did. I was in fairly good spirits, and I wanted to come on here. A number of you ladies have been reaching out to me, whether that be comments on old videos or DMs on Instagram, try to make sure that we're okay over here. I appreciate that. I love you for that. Thank you for knocking on my rock. We are okay. We're hanging in there, just hanging in there. And you know what? I meant to do this at the beginning of the video, and I'm so mad that I'm doing this at the end. Congratulations, right? There's a number of congratulations out here. Since the last time I've been here, I believe like Uniquely Ursi has had her baby. Simply Tanika has had her baby. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations to those ladies. If there's some other ladies who have had birthdays that I just don't know, blame it on my head, not my heart. Congratulations, to all of you. A lot of great stuff going on here. Um, yeah, you didn't say why you were feeling dizzy at the beginning of the live. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Because I took all my vitamins today. I took all my medications. Um, I just wasn't feeling great, and I think it kind of went away for a while, but now I'm kind of like another place. He just went in the refrigerator. I don't know what he got. Come on in here. Get out of the freezer, please. You you want a popsicle? Go ahead and grab a popsicle. Yeah. So I'm not sure why I'm not feeling great. Might have something to do with my glucose. My glucose is like abnormally just high. It's been high all night. I probably could have took some insulin, but I restarted Ozempic this
Mommy, I
morning,
found a
which is why I
popsicle.
didn't want to take the insulin because I wasn't sure. So I'm just right now. I'm just monitoring. I could take some fast acting insulin that I have.
Can I take it off?
You want me to take this off? Go ahead. You got to eat it fast enough so it doesn't melt everywhere. Okay.
Mm. It's
So I didn't even mention like we went 2 weeks here with no AC. My AC stopped working. It took me 2 weeks to figure out who installed it. It wasn't like a major thing. I knew it wasn't going to be a major thing, but it still cost me 275 dollars to get it fixed. And I'm kind of upset about that because I could have fixed that myself. I just didn't want to break anything on it. But yeah, we went 2 weeks without any AC here. We survived. I bought one of those like they call them mobile air conditioners. They're really just fans that use water to push moist air, so it makes it feel colder. And so, fortunately, the evenings here are a bit on the mild side. And then while I was in here working, I could have that blowing on me. And so we survived the 2 weeks. But it's just been it's just been rough. It's like one thing after another, one thing after another. But pardon me. I actually just had the neighbor, well, not the neighbor, I should say the guy that owns the house next door. He uh he had a portion of his driveway replaced, right? And this is kind of another funny story, but he had a portion of his well, no, it started with him replacing the fencing in the back. So my fencing needed to be replaced, and I had some conversation with him because his fencing needed to be replaced as well. But we also share a side, right, that splits our yards. And so he contacted me and said, "How do you feel about splitting vinyl fencing between our yards?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm good with that, but I was thinking about some specialty fencing." And he's like, "Well, what's the difference in price?" I wasn't sure because I hadn't gotten that far in my research. I just know that I wanted brown fencing, and I didn't really want to be bothered with wood anymore, right? So, which we agreed that wood probably wasn't the best thing to go with as far as replacing the fence. So I didn't get a chance to get back to him. I know the neighbor who's staying next door asked him about having the fence replaced by August. And so at the time, I was trying to get ready to go to Paris. And so I figured when I come back from Paris, I will have a little bit more time to look into that and then get back to him. Well, next thing I know, I was waking up to people tearing down the fence between our yards. They're traipsing all in my yard. And I'm like, what is happening here? And so it turns out he was getting the fence replaced. He just moved ahead without me. And he replaced it with a wood fence. What? So it's just like, well, we talked about vinyl, but whatever. He paid for the whole thing, so whatever. But the part about that is they disconnected my fence, the back part of my fence, to replace this fence, but they did not reconnect it. They don't even have a post there, so there's nothing there to reconnect my fence. So now my fence is just laying down over there. I didn't think that was cool, but I didn't stress it because again, my fence was already being pulled down by the forest that grows behind it, right? Which is why I needed it replaced. But it was old anyway. So the same people, right? The same guy, company, or whatever, who he hired to replace the fence, apparently also does concrete, right? And so that guy had been ringing my doorbell, I guess, to see if I wanted to have my driveway also replaced because I got a tree root situation with my driveway. That's not new. We already know about that. I'm already, working on it. But the reality here is now it's not just that segment of my driveway. I have to have my entire driveway done. So we going from like $2,500 to like $6,000 now to replace the whole driveway. That's neither here nor neither here nor there. So the guy started working on his driveway, and so I had they had the concrete removed. Now there's also an extra flap that was on the driveway of that house that encroached upon my property line. Okay, I was told about this flap and its encroachment at the time that I purchased the house. And they said I had a right to ask for that to be removed before buying the house. It didn't bother me, right? It kind of gave them, like, my driveway is like super long. I can get maybe three and a half, maybe four cars lined up on my driveway. Their driveway is super short because they're closer to the street. So they could really only get maybe two cars in their driveway, and this flap kind of gave them a little extra space where they could get like three cars in the driveway because two cars could sit up top. So I didn't mind the flap. Flap didn't bother me. Now, mind you, I've lived in my house for 15 years. That flap has been there since I bought the house. It hasn't bothered me one bit. Now, the tree that's between our driveways close to the street, the roots of that tree has lifted that flap up, right? So the flap kind of angles up a little bit. It's not flat, but you can still park on it, right? Now, nobody wants the tree to affect the concrete, but at the end of the day, that concrete was never meant to be there, right? Because the tree was there. So now my side has a tree root issue. His side, he had a dip in the driveway near the street, and it was collecting water. So that is the only reason why he was having that repaired. Now, when we first started talking about the driveway, me and the guy that owns the house, he said, yeah, I was telling him, I said, well, you got this flap here. Just so you know, the flap does encroach on my property. They told me that when I bought the house, but I don't have a problem with it. So I just left it there. And he's like, oh, well, if it's on your property, it's got to come out of there. And I'm just like, uh, it doesn't have to. I don't have a problem with it. You don't have, you can leave it. He was like, no, 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 I want to take that out. I was like, well, it's your prerogative. I mean, it just affects, them and how much driveway space they have. But okay, fine. I mean, it's on my property. You don't want it to be a problem. Fine, take it out. So he had all of that concrete taken out, and then he had the concrete that was being replaced taken out. And so I saw the people working, and I'm coming in and out, taking baby G to the sitter. And so after it was taken out, I guess the concrete was supposed to be poured maybe a couple days before the concrete would come and get poured. But after they had taken everything out, I had come back and I had already talked to the guy, and he had given me an estimate on my driveway. And I said, I'm not ready to do it now, right? But I'll take your estimate, right? He gave me a fair estimate. It was in the same ballpark as everybody else. So, but that ain't like what's on his card. Like, his card says he does irrigation, landscaping, fencing. It says nothing about concrete. So I don't know that he's licensed and insured to be doing a driveway. You know what I'm saying? He seemed to know what he's doing. No offense, no shade to anybody. He's Mexican, and he spoke enough English, right, where we could have a conversation about it. Um, so anyway, we had that conversation or what have you. And then
Hey, man.
I came home from dropping him off at the sitter, and I saw him digging next to where they had already blocked out for the concrete to be poured. And so when I got out the car, I was just saying hello. And then he told me how the owner of the house wanted him to extend the driveway and like this flap an extra 12 inches. And I'm like, well, he can't do that without. No, 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 no. Do not get another popsicle, sir. Close the freezer door. Thank you. Close the refrigerator. Come back in here. No, come back in here. No, come back in here, sir. So I said he can't do that without HOA approval, right? Now, here's the tea on that. I am the vice president of the HOA, right? I'm not on the architectural board. So whether he gets approved to put this extra, put it back, put it back. We'll go play with it today, a little bit later, okay?
It's a buzzer.
It's a bubble gun, is what it is. But I need you to put that back. Just put it back, sir. Thank you. So, so he said, "Oh, you need a HOA approval." I said, "Yeah, he has to get that approved by the architectural board because that's a change to the driveway, right? It's not like he's repairing something that was already there." And so, and the way that it was dug out, it just looked like it was going to be this weird rectangular flap. It didn't look like, it wasn't like coming all the way up to the curve of the driveway. It wasn't going to look uniform. And I'm like, I don't know what he's planning to do here, but it doesn't look like it's going to look good, right? And so, um, so he called the guy, right? And all he could say is, well, the lady at the house. Well, there's a lady that lives in the house. So I think he may be confused what he was saying for his tenant and not me. Get down off of my couch like that. So he had him on speakerphone and I started talking to him. I said, "Hey, Glenn, it's Tamika. Listen, I understand you want to do like this little extra flat, but you got to get that approved by the board." Now, I don't know that he's been keeping up with, current events, but I don't think he realizes that I'm the vice president, right? So that's neither here nor there. The rule is you're supposed to get that approved. So he said, "Oh, I didn't even think about that." Now, let me tell you, this dude owns more than one house in this subdivision. He knows that he's supposed to get approval. He's been doing a whole bunch of stuff around here. He basically chopped down and grinded this big, beautiful tree in the front yard down the street. Didn't get approval for that either. He's supposed to do that. When he replaced the fence for the backyard, he replaced that with wood, but the gate going into the backyard, he replaced that with vinyl, white vinyl. Doesn't match anything. But the fact that changed and you can see that from the street, he's supposed to get approval for that. He didn't, right? And I'm just like, this dude is just doing whatever he wants, right? So, um, I was he had been informed. I told him you need to get approval from the board. The next thing he said to the guy is he asked him to go sit in his truck so he could talk to him. I said, "Well, now you want to talk to him out of earshot of me." Okay. So I said, "All right, he gonna talk some slick stuff." So I went in the house and we got a group chat for the HOA. So I just submitted to the group chat that what he was trying to do. And so the president of the HOA called him immediately. She replied back and she said, "I called him and I suggested that he stop all work on the driveway until he gets approval." And so I said, "Well, I just want to be clear. Does he need approval to repair his driveway or he needs approval for just the flat?" What? And he just needed approval for just this extra that he was trying to do. But it turned out the tenant asked for some kind of extension so that she could get out the car easier. Stop, Jaden. And so she asked for it, and she asked for it last minute because it was a last minute change. But he still needs to go through the proper channels. And so he told her as an tenant that I got mad at him and called the HOA on him. And I'm like, dude, I am the HOA. I didn't have to call anybody on you. I don't think he understands, but that's neither here nor there. I guess he mad at me now. But I mean, call us even Stevens for the way you left my fence on the ground. Okay. You had these people traipsing all through my backyard to do this work on this fence. You didn't even notify me that you were getting it done. So it's just like, come on, dude. You can't just do whatever you want to do. I had to stop when he chopped that tree down the street. I had to stop him. Like he came to my door. He did try to ask me, but I was on a meeting. I couldn't answer the door. Thank the Lord for a Ring doorbell because I caught him on camera, ring the doorbell, wait for a few seconds, and then whatever young guy was with that was helping him he was just like, "Well, let's just do it." And I'm like, "Do what? You were asking me about something. What are you just going to arbitrarily decide to do?" So by the time I got off that call, I had to go pick up Baby G, and I saw them outside, basically bagging up the, I guess you could say, mulch from them grinding that tree down. And he said, "Oh, I was gonna put this mulch in the ground between the driveways." Well, no, I'm trying to grow grass there right now. Uh-uh. Uh, Come on, you adding stuff to the shopping list? This boy keep hitting the Alexa button on here. But and so I said, "No, I'm trying to grow grass there." He said, "Well, there hasn't been grass there for 20 years." Dude, you have not owned this house for 20 years. How are you telling me what has been there and what hasn't? I've been here longer than you've owned this house right next to me. And so, but at any rate, that's my property. You don't get to decide what happens on my property. You like, no, your aesthetic is horrible. That would have been horrible. It would have looked horrible. No, no, let's not do that. And so I had to stop him from that. Like, he's just straight broke. And I mean, there's plenty of things I could have complained about. I could have like been upset about, especially with this whole fence situation. But I didn't just call the HOA on him. But if that's what he wants to believe, okay. He had this woman believing that I was mad at her for making the request. Thank goodness she and I have a rapport. And she called me when she got home from work, like, "Oh, I didn't want you to be upset with me. I made the request." I said, "I'm not upset with you. All I said was that I didn't want him to get in trouble because he did not request the change. He knows that. He's just mad because he couldn't do what he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. And if he wanted to do it, like, basically, after I told the contractor that he needed HOA approval, he went off to his truck or whatever to talk to him. And I went in the house. When he got done talking to him, he came and knocked on my door and was like, oh, I told him that in order to add the flap that he has to get a permit from the county. And I was like, "Well, I don't know what the county need. I'm just telling them what the HOA needs, you know." And so now the contractor was refusing to have the concrete poured that way without the county permit. And so I guess this guy tried to go down to the county to see if he could get a permit quick, fast, and in a hurry because the concrete was going to be poured the next day. Well, he wasn't gonna get a permit that quick. Let's just be clear. He wasn't gonna get a permit that quick. And had I not mentioned to the contractor that he needed HOA approval, he was already digging the hole. So did you already know that he needed a permit and you were just gonna do it anyway? And then now that I said the HOA needs to get involved, I have involved the HOA, and now you looking out for you like, oh wait, like maybe the whole job required a permit. I don't even know. But now he's refusing to do it. But what's funny is he knocked on the door, and then I'm having a conversation like, "Well, what is he getting out of adding the extra 12 inches anyway?" He said, "I don't know. He just asked me to do it, and I just started digging the hole. But I guess now he need a permit, so now he down at the county trying to see what he can get or whatever." And the funny thing about it is the architectural board was approving what he wanted, pending the county the county permit. But that's not even the funny thing. The funny thing is the contractor. I was having all this conversation with the contractor, and then finally he mentioned something about like, "Were you married?" And I said, "No, I'm not married." He was like, "No, you've never been married?" I said, "No, nobody's ever asked." He was like, "You're lying." And I was like, "Oh boy, here we go." And then he's like, "Well, you have a son?" And I said, "Yeah, I do have a son." Well, where's his dad? No, he doesn't have a dad. He has a donor. And I had to, like, it was like me trying to I had to get on Google Translate and explain to this guy like IVF and donor conception and how, you know, the sperm came from a cryobank and all that other kind of stuff. And then he told me this whole story about this woman that he knew had a 9-year-old kid and she just wanted another baby, and they had this agreement that he would help her like get another baby. He said, you know, they hunched like twice and she got pregnant, and that was supposed to be it. And then she went after him for child support. So for the last 15 years, he been paying like $660 in child support. He don't even know the child. The child is 15 years old now. He don't even know the child. He don't. Child, it was just a mess. And so I like. I want to say probably before I got into this, I might have mentioned that I wanted another baby or whatever. And he was just like, "Oh, well, I can." He was like, "I can help you. You want a Mexican?" was like, no, sir. I am good. I am good. No, sir. I don't need no help in that area at all. I'm good. I'm good. My babies are on ice and we are good. Like he's just like, oh well, why would you wanna, go that way? This is better. No, 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 no. And this guy, look, I'm 43. This guy is 52. It's age appropriate, okay? It is age appropriate. He's not a bad looking guy, but it's like, no, I don't want that drama. Oh, I don't want that drama. You just want a hunch. It ain't gonna happen that way. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen that way. I got a block tube. It's too hard that way. I'm already like, nope, no, 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 no. And he's like, oh no, you won't charge me child support, whatever. I can help you. No, no, you just want a hunch. I don't want to. I don't. No, I'm not trying to do that. And I was just like, I'm good. This guy would not let me get away from him. Yes, this is better. Listen, if I could count, if I had money for every time a dude told me, well, fresh is better than frozen. Yeah, it is. It's better than frozen. But the to be drama free is even better than your fresh, okay? Because I ain't got time. And so, and he, child, he was telling me he had this woman that was living with him. Oh no, no, no. This conversation got like probably way past business, a little too inappropriate. And because I told him, he was like, well, what you know about this guy from the back? I was like, well, we get a whole profile on him. I know his background. And he was like, oh, but is he black? I said, no, he's not black. He's actually Dominican. And that's when he said, well, you want a Mexican one? I'm good. I'm good. Right. I'm so good. It's fine. And so he did ask me if he was like dark skinned Dominican or if he was light skinned Dominican. And I like that mattered. I guess maybe I don't know, but he said he liked Puerto Rican women, and he liked. And he said I like what should I say? He's like pointing to my arm. I said black women, brown women. He said yeah, your color. Okay, that's cool. And then he said, no, I had too much trouble. I don't like Puerto Rican women anymore. I was just like, well, don't put them all in the box because you had a couple bad experiences, but I just, man, I said, this is too much. Leave it alone.
Where's TT?
TT's at home. And you got all the TTs right here. So the, it was flattering. It was very flattering. But this dude was like, no, we put a baby right here, trying to pat my stomach. You're doing too much. No, sir. You're doing too much. Like, no, 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 no. And then he gave me his card. Now, when he was taking the estimate for the concrete, I was like, you got a card or something? And he turned around and said, you can take a picture of the number and stuff on my back. And I said, okay, well, what's your name? He was like, I'm Alfredo. And I was just like, okay, all right, you own everything or whatever. Child, we standing out there, and then he gonna hand me a whole business card talking about something. Call me tomorrow. And I was like, I can't, I don't have time. He was like, just friends. I got enough friends. I'm not looking for those. He was like, it's just friends. It's
Spider-Man.
I'm like, I can't.
Spider-Man.
I can't. So I just, child, it's been a lot going on around here.
No, you know what your content for me. But it's you.
Yes, it's been a lot. Everybody finds the story funny. I'm telling you, stop.
But
don't do that.
But Spider-Man, what are you doing?
Spider-Man, but don't hit the tripod, okay?
But these are the 5 Spider-Man.
So I'm telling you. Yeah. We're about to be all colors of the rainbow around here.
Where was Spider-Man?
It's too much. It's too much. I could not. I'm gonna go back in the house and go to work.
Where are you?
So he's like, you don't even want to go back to work. And I was like, no, I gotta go back to work. I'm trying to be polite, And he wanted to give me a whole bunch of hugs, and I'm like, all right, trying to give him the 3-pack church hug, I just Okay, all right, you go ahead. And then I had to like see him, while they were finishing that job. And reality is, I'm about to call him to see about fixing my back fence. Leave it alone about fixing my back fence because that's what he does, and I know it'll be, I don't know if he'll give me a discount or whatever. I'm not really looking for a discount. I just need the work done fast. You know what I mean? So I got a number. I'm probably about to call. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't mess with it. Do not mess with it, please.
It's my me friend. It's me friend.
Yeah.
It's me friend.
Mhm. No, don't touch it.
It's our friend.
Come here. Come here. Cause you're too close. Come here. You gotta go potty.
No. Cat. No.
So I want you to come over here.
Stop behind me, you mean.
Before you knock that down.
Stop behind us on me.
What?
Stop behind me.
Okay.
You have so hard for Titi. But I can't. Titi, behind me.
I'm having issues traveling to the country because I don't want my daughter to. Oh, I don't want my daughter to have a passport. It opens up drama with her. Yeah, because he's got to sign off on that passport, right? Stop. So, but yeah, he told me with that woman that he wasn't there for the birth. He wasn't on the birth certificate, but I don't know if she filled out for welfare or whatever, and they asked who the dad was, and she knew who it was, and so they came after him. I'm not sure what the situation was. He wasn't clear on what was happening. Stop. He wasn't clear on what was happening. He just know that he got called in to do a paternity test. The kid was his, and now he's stuck paying this child support after they had this conversation and agreed. But even if they would have, gone the legal route and gotten things notarized, the reality is there is no law that would have protected him from child support. Even with that, like it would depend on the judge at that point. Stop. Give me the Spider-Man. Give me the Spider-Man since you don't know how to use your listening ears. I'm not going to tell you again. Stop hitting the tripod. Bless you. Stop hitting the tripod. You're doing too much. So now Spider-Man's going to hang out with me.
No. Did you have to run this?
I'm somewhat part of this community because I was considering a donor when my daughter was younger. I didn't want her to be the only child. I'm trying anymore. Oh, I understand, JB. Well, you're welcome here. You're still part of the family. Excuse me. I need you to not lay on me like this. No.
Stop.
If I give you Spider-Man, will you stop hitting the tripod? See, he don't answer the question. So when he does it, he can act like he didn't promise. You can have Spider-Man back, but if you hit the tripod again, I'm taking him from you. Do you understand?
Yes, do understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because when big boys suck weed in the sea, everything is red. We still suck.
Yeah, I understand. It's just, I don't know. I mean, having a baby daddy doesn't necessarily have to automatically mean drama, right? And I think, in my situation, because I'm just looking for another baby or whatever, I wouldn't necessarily go after him for child support, but if that's our agreement, right? But I think he just wanted the hunch, to be honest. He just wanted the hunch. And I'm not interested in that. you know. Since I missed so much. You're welcome, JP. Since I missed so much. Have you had your retrieval? Yeah, I did the 2 retrievals last year. In November and December. I've not had the transfer, and I probably won't be having a transfer for at least another probably 4 to 6 months, maybe longer than that. Right now, it's just not a good time. Just a lot of stress. I'm just trying to get myself back in a good place. Just a quick recap. I don't have my medical clearance yet. I still have to get cleared by my endocrinologist. I can't even get into my MFM for probably another 6 months.
You can check with
if I need the clearances from both, we're waiting on those for them to do a transfer. But at the end of the day, it's really up to the clinic, and we'll see what the clinic does. Um, when I hopefully get the clearance from the endo, maybe they'll decide to not wait for the MFM clearance and just go with the endo clearance, and I can go ahead and start the transfer situation. Or I do also have an option now that my embryos. Sorry, that's me kicking the tripod now. I do also have the option to since my embryos are now in offsite storage, I do have the option of seeking another clinic to have my transfers done, who at my age may very well require medical clearance as well. But if I could find somebody who doesn't, you know, maybe I can get it done sooner. Reality is work has been really stressful. It's just not a good time to be trying to get pregnant for me. I've not been in the best place mentally. So I'm trying to get that straight. I'm trying to, make sure my health is straight. I have been having trouble maintaining my glucose as of late. So I'm just trying to get back on the ball with that so I can get the clearance from the endo. And we'll see what happens. I don't know, in the next, let's say, 4 months or so. Maybe I can get it done before the end of the year or early next year. We'll see. I don't know, but that's where we are. For all those who joined late, thank you for those who are still hanging around. I know this has been a long live. We've been here for about 3 hours and 10 minutes, almost 3 hours and 11 minutes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So it's just a lot. It's just been a lot going on. Everything's just been crazy. That's why it's still go potty, baby.
Come on, mommy, let's go
You
potty.
don't need me to go. All right, let me get up and watch him go to the potty. I'll be right back. Come on.
I'll be right back.
Okay, you'll be right back. Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
All right, and I'm back. Yeah, so yeah, he's in a very like repetitive phase right now. Like I was backing out of the driveway and I didn't see this like
No, get
truck that
up!
had pulled up and I almost backed into it and he beat his horn and I said, where did he come from? And he straight repeated it. Where did he come from? I was like, oh, don't say that. So no, get down off of my couch that way. We are not climbing the couch like an animal. Sit down. No, sit down and not on my back.
No, I have my yo-yo.
No, you're not allowed to have your yo-yo right now. I don't know what your problem is.
I have some mac and cheese.
Oh, now you want mac and cheese.
Sorry.
You're hungry?
Yes, I'm hungry.
All right, y'all. I guess that means it's time to kill this live. We've been here long enough. You want mac and cheese? Don't pull mommy's hair. Don't pull mommy's hair. You want some mac and cheese or you want a nap?
Mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. Then a nap?
No.
No, we don't want to take a nap.
No, I saw was watched Transforming movie.
The Transforming movie has been on. You have
Yep,
not been watching it at all.
Yep, I still have my mommy, but I do have hand him in. But I do money.
You hamming it up for the camera.
But if you have hand behind him, but I'm here.
He can see himself here, and he can see himself on the laptop over here. So,
But mommy, but I mean I'm trying to handle me.
I'm sorry.
Mother question. Sorry you want to win.
What?
Yep, it's your dream.
I don't understand what you're saying.
As you want me for you, we need.
You have to slow down. Mommy can't understand what you're saying.
I wonder how that father. I had this scare how that scary white thing.
Oh, you're scared about the thunder earlier.
I'm so scared. Behind you was behind the sun.
Oh yeah, the sun has come out now. The
Then
sky is clear. What color is the sky?
it's
It's blue, right?
it's blue, right?
Yeah, and but some clouds are still rolling through.
Behind him and the sun.
Hmm.
Did you enhance to real?
Yeah, there's a tree right there. I got a
Oh,
skylight right here for those who don't know, so you can see
why
outside.
not? Are you hunting him? We
Hmm.
need to stop copying me.
No, who's copying you?
Hey, stop copying me.
Okay, stop copying you.
Stop, mommy. I can't hide
Yeah,
him.
he's he's big. He's what, 46, almost
Mommy,
47
she's
pounds
hiding me.
now, and he uses every bit of that weight. So no, don't kick the tripod.
Where's
He
my
uses
spider?
every bit. He
We need to find
Alright,
Spider-Man.
focus. There we
We
go.
need to find Spider-Man. Get heavy
You need to
hunter.
find Spider-Man. Okay.
I found the hunter
I've been
still.
watching most of the live
Still
today. It's not
Spider-Man
enough
hunter
to trying
still.
very hard not to go anywhere and rest my body. I hear that.
But I
I truly
still
think it helps with my
hiding me.
mental. It does. Having those
Let's show you something with your spider.
decompress days.
I can or
I need
yeah.
more of them. Baby sister laid down in the TV room next to where we just used to sit in and gave herself a nap when I was in the other room. I miss those days where he would just lay down and take a nap. But he's starting to get to that age where he's not napping as much. The sitter has been saying he's not sleeping as well in his naps there. And it just depends on how active he's been in the mornings, whether he'll take a nap from me or not. Let me see. Oh, you did hurt your ankle. Does it hurt?
Yes, it's a hurt.
Okay. All right.
But me doesn't hurt
You
my
need a
leg.
band-aid?
No thanks.
You don't need a band-aid. Okay. It looks like you could use the band-aid though.
The band-aid. The band-aid.
Oh, thanks, JB.
The band-aid.
I'm hoping we have a great summer. I definitely want to get him into the swim lessons. I gotta figure out how to do that. I want to say the YMCA that's closest to us was damaged in the flooding.
The band-aid.
So the flooding we had behind the last hurricane, and so they've been closed. So we have to find another YMCA, and not all of the YMCA's have the same offerings for the swim classes as far as like days and time and programs, 4-week programs, 8-week programs. It seems like there was potential for him to like miss a week. And I didn't want to do a 4-week program where he missed a week. I don't mind missing a week in an 8-week program, but in a 4-week program, that's the issue for me. So trying to find the best timing on the program has been a little hard. And then I was thinking maybe he might have to do like private lessons or something for a while until
Spider-Man.
Okay, Spider-Man. Can we use our inside voice though? Stop kicking the tripod.
Because I'm kicking the tripod.
Okay.
Don't stop kicking.
Yes, stop kicking.
You have to stop kicking a toy.
Yeah, that's not a toy. That's why I want you to stop kicking it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's the other thing that I liked about soccer. Even if he didn't play, he would run around. So the running around definitely wears him out. Now you want a band-aid? No, mommy doesn't have a band-aid right now. So we'll have to get the band-aid later, okay?
Okay. Can't hug him my cats.
Here, we just have to wait. Be patient.
Be patient.
No, give this to mommy. That's not a toy.
It's a mom to me anyway.
So I just now that he doesn't have soccer, come on, because you're messing with the focus of the camera. You're messing with the focus of the camera. Sorry, I'm trying to get the camera to focus a little better. Sit back. No, sit back. You're too close to the camera, and you're causing it to mess up.
Mac and cheese.
Okay, mommy will get you mac and cheese. So yeah, so I've just been tired. When soccer stopped, well, I did take him roller skating a few times. He's done really well. His first time roller skating, he did really well. So proud of him. He did really well, like catching his balance and using both feet and moving around. Um, so when I'm not, or I should say, when I don't have a plan to do anything else, roller skating is somewhere where he can, extend a lot of energy. I also like roller skating myself. And so I get to practice my reverse skating because that's the only way that he will skate without holding my hands is if I go backwards and get him to come towards me. And that way I can watch him. And also, he's not trying to hold on to my hand because when he's holding on to my hand, he's not actually skating. He's just allowing me to pull him. But he does really well on his own. But he's more interested when he has to go roller skating, he's more interested in playing the video games. So maybe if I don't feel like roller skating, I could probably take him to like a Chuck E. Cheese or something. Come from in the kitchen, please. And there's also like a trampoline place that's not too far from here. So uh, at some point, I want to do that. And then we do also we do also have passes to like SeaWorld, which doesn't necessarily wear him out. But I want to say the last time we went, he wanted to do he wanted to walk more than riding in the stroller. So I think that wore him out quite a bit. And but it wears me out too, all that walking. And so no, no, leave that alone. That's not a toy. Excuse me, that's not a toy. Put it back. Don't touch.
I'm going to get mac and cheese.
I will get you mac and cheese, okay?
Okay.
You just have to learn patience, sir.
No patience.
Yes, patience.
But you need to stop it.
So, I'm trying, but it's hard because, like I said, I'm trying to get me together, but I'm also responsible for this little human. So, I'm trying to do the best I can, but a lot of it wears me out. So, some of it doesn't serve me. I'll put it that way. It serves me in some ways because I do get a bit of a reprieve. He gets to run out his energy. I want to say the best thing I could do is maybe take him to the park. I could have took him to the park today, but it rained horribly, like right before I got on here. So it's just like everything's wet. Now it is Florida. The weather is probably warm enough to kind of like dry a lot of that up, but it's just like I don't necessarily want him, sliding down wet slides and he's not in pull-ups anymore. He's fully potty trained, so it's like wet butt means wet underwear, and he probably wouldn't mind it so much, but I don't want him like feeling uncomfortable and deciding to strip out in public because he does that here at home. So I don't know, I guess that's a bridge I'll have to cross when we come to it, but most of it is just me just being lazy. I have to get out of that. And that's probably the one thing I struggle most about being a mom, and that is realizing I can't just lay about and do what I used to do before I was a mom. I actually have to get up and go. And can't be mad at it because this is what I asked for, right? I asked to have a little human and now I have a little human. And so that means my life is not my own until I send them off and kick them out of the nest. So it just is what it is. Tanya, yeah, I know. You missed our discussion on functional depression and trying to, get life back together. That was probably what, like an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour and a half or so in. Probably spent the first hour ranting about my high school. But yeah. So I totally get it. I've not been taking very good care of myself either. And just gotta get back on the wagon. Just gotta get back on, and I haven't been taking my supplements like I should be taking my supplements. I mean, it's hard to swallow all those pills. Um, But if I'm not taking my supplements, I'm not exactly taking my medications either. And so I'm learning more and more how needed the medications are. So, especially in this stressful time in life where I'm not getting a whole lot of sleep and all of that like affects everything. My blood pressure is not great because I'm not getting enough rest. But my glucose can't get straight because I'm not getting enough rest. So and I'm not getting enough rest, so I'm more irritable and I'm easily frustrated, and that is just driving my glucose up as well. So it's just I know that watching these things a lot closer and maybe trying to be a little bit more preventative and less reactive is what's best. I did talk to my endo about going back to my insulin pump, which was very good at maintaining my glucose in normal levels, especially while I was pregnant. And that's because I'm just getting that constant dose of insulin. And I did revert back to my insulin pump while I was going through the retrieval because all the hormones were driving my glucose up, right? So, for all those out there, like I've mentioned before that I take Ozempic, and I've been on and off of Ozempic this year because I can't be on Ozempic. I have to be off Ozempic for 2 months before trying to get pregnant, and I needed to be kind of off Ozempic even before the retrieval because that affects the eggs as well. And I don't know if people understand or have read the paperwork behind that type of medication, is that it can cause birth defects, and it will linger in your system. So they do suggest being off it for 2 months before attempting to get pregnant. So I have been, that's why I asked you to stop throwing stuff around my house. You have knocked that whole, get back there and pick that up. I need you to go back there and pick that up since you knocked that over. Hopefully you haven't affected my internet. You knocked all of that stuff down. So no, those are not the balls to play a game with. You don't throw those balls around the house. Stop hitting me. Those balls are too heavy. Stop hitting me. Yeah, so I'm just going back on the Ozempic. A lot of people are taking Ozempic for weight loss. It may have helped with weight loss. I know a bunch of people said they lost a ton of weight on Ozempic. So I did not, right? And I know that's good for a lot of people. I lost 10 pounds in the first 3 weeks and then nothing for months after that. So it did great for bringing my A1C down, which was its purpose, but didn't help me very much in the weight loss. I mean, metformin is supposed to do that too, help with weight loss. It did nothing for me weight loss wise. It barely did anything as far as like maintaining my glucose. I've been working a lot and doing a lot of research and watching videos and reading articles, just trying to figure out my body, right? Is it hormones? Is it the glucose? Is it like what is wrong? That the weight is just not coming off, and I think it's boiling down to rest, right? Like I hit a plateau, and then I got a good night's sleep for 2 nights in a row, and I dropped 3 pounds like that. And it's just like that's all I did different is I got sleep. So I've been trying to focus on rest. You know what I mean? And that brings me to JB because I've been trying to focus so much on rest. I don't hang out until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning anymore. Like Baby G starts getting sleepy around 9:30. Especially if we've already eaten dinner. Sometimes dinner comes a little late, but that just is what it is. But if we've already eaten dinner, he starts getting sleepy around 9:30. We get in the bed, and when I get in the bed with him, I am so tired. I am so exhausted. I end up falling asleep a lot of times before him. So I'm just going with it. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to focus more on just getting rest because I think at this point in life, rest is what my body needs most. The rest of the stuff will follow, but rest, I really started to see a difference in the scale with rest. The scale just started going the other way. I wasn't even trying. Just rest. So that seems to be a major factor. Get in here, because I don't know where you just threw that ball. No, no, I don't want to hear your excuse. I told you to stop throwing stuff around here. Get down.
Yeah.
Move that stool back over here, because I don't want you hanging on the couch like that. Move it back over here.
I was some mac and cheese.
All right, so we're approaching the 3.5 hour mark. But thank you, JB. I love coming on here. I love talking with you all. And I totally don't mind sharing. I had this like great idea to maybe start doing shorts where I just kind of get on, take quick little videos to kind of let you know where I am. But we don't get that same kind of interaction. It has always been my plan after I gave birth to do these lives like once a month. And I was doing good in there for a while, but just, life. Come away from that. There's a diffuser up on the mantle and it's changing colors. And so he's interested. But I don't want him to knock it over and spill water and essential oil everywhere.
It's Black Panther.
Black Panther, yes.
Because they're jumping.
Oh, because they're real and a lot of us can relate. Yeah, thank you, JP. I wish. I wish. And I just, like I said, I want to be in a good headspace for you all. You know what I mean? I want come in here. Come where mommy can see, please. I'm gonna make okay. All right, we're at the 3.5 hour mark. He's asking for mac and cheese again. That means I have to go. Thank you all who have hung out all this time. Thank you all for who have joined, even if you couldn't hang out the whole time, if you came late, if you came early. Thank you, thank you, thank you. These lives would not be what they are if it wasn't for you all and your participation. I love you. Again, congratulations to all the moms out here who have recently become pregnant, who have recently started journeys, who have recently had babies. The ones that come to mind, uniquely Earthy, simply Tanika. Just congratulations to everybody and just deciding to like move forward, whatever that means for you, right? Just deciding to move forward and press on with the next step, you know what I mean? If that means ending your journey, if that means continuing your journey in a different way, congratulations on the decision that you have made. These decisions are hard to make. These journeys are hard to go through. I understand every bit of it. And you know what I always say? If there's fight in you and you feel like it's worth the fight, then keep fighting. If it's not worth it to you anymore, then stop. Like don't I allowed TTC to take over my life when I was trying to have baby G. Fortunately it worked out for me. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out for everybody. You know what I mean? So I don't recommend letting it take over your life. I don't recommend that.
I want some mac and cheese.
Okay.
I want some mac and cheese.
So I just want to congratulate you on how you decided to press forward. You are making the best decision for you, and you don't have to explain that to anybody. You know what I mean? Or make any apologies for it. So I appreciate you all. And I will try my best to get over here. I mean, I guess I don't have a whole lot going on TTC wise for a while, but I always have hopes and plans that I can get some editing done. But I have, to be quite honest, I still haven't even posted Baby G's first birthday. And I think I said this before, but I'll say it again. I think I've hesitated quite a bit because that is also the last time I had my niece on camera. As she passed away about a week or 2 weeks after Baby G's first birthday. So I'm a little hesitant about editing that footage. You know what I mean? So I've been procrastinating quite a bit on that, but I do want to get back into the groove. I have never stopped filming for you guys. I filmed through all this TTC journey for baby number 2. And hopefully I can find some time as things start to settle down for work to like knock out a bunch of this editing. So, you will see these videos. I will continue to do lives until I get the videos caught up. because I do want the videos to post in chronological order, but I don't want to leave you behind in what's happening in real time. I apologize for not posting on Instagram or posting on the community tab. It's just been a lot. And I'm trying to keep it all together. And sometimes most of the time I just don't have the energy. And so I'm just trying to get that back, and trying to get back to it. I have not forsaken you. I promise I have not forsaken you. And I'm, just trying to do the best I can. And at some point I'll find my way back to you. You know that. I will find my way back to you. And I got a lot of stuff going on around here. I'm just trying to take my time, and I'm just using it to find my happy place. I'm a DIYer, and so I'm DIYing a lot of things here. So I want to bring you on that journey too, but I do want to catch y'all up as well. So you can watch the videos, not watch the videos. I know they're like extremely old, and some of you might not want to watch them. So I'm long-winded. So the videos are probably going to be long, but it's gonna be what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? So, yes. Have a good mac and cheese, baby. Yeah. He'll enjoy it. I might make one for me too. Yeah, Tanya, I understand since life always happens and stuff gets rough. I haven't vlogged or posted in a long while. Yeah. Yeah, Tanya, I really do hope you're doing well too, because you've had a rough go at it as well. But some of you ladies have reached out to me in the DMs. I do respond to my DMs. So, if you got a question for me, don't be afraid to ask. I'm always ready and willing to answer the questions. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here because he's back in the kitchen. He's like, before he rips open the mac and cheese himself, I'm gonna go. But again, thank you all. Thank you all. You make the lives really happen. It's not just me. You all make the lives as well. And sticky baby dust to all those who are still on the TTC journey. Bye.
I want to say bye bye.
You want to say bye bye?
I don't want it.
You don't want to say bye bye? We saying bye bye. Say sticky baby dust. Can you do that? Yeah. Blowing kisses to the camera here. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Have a great weekend, ladies.
I don't want to bye bye to ladies.
You want to say bye bye to the ladies, to your aunties?
I
You
don't
want to say
want
bye bye? What did you do with mommy? Oh, what? One more thing I'll show y'all. This is my Mother's Day / Father's Day gift that I got from the sitter. The sitter said she felt so bad that she didn't do anything with him for Mother's Day, that she felt like she had to do something for I guess for Father's Day, and the card said, "You're the best. We'll have a good Mother / Father's Day to the best mom." It's something like that. She's like, "You're not offended, are you?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not offended. I understand the sentiment." And so, but this, I could use this. I keep all his stuff that he does at the sitter. But this is like super cute. These are like his little fingerprints making the butterflies, right?
I made you
So super cute. And then she said he placed all the stickers. She kind of told him where, but that's why they're a little discombobulated, because he placed all the stickers. And he probably did some of the painting too. Who knows? But yeah. See? He don't learn. He done knocked the whole picture frame over. Best be glad the glass didn't break. But let me go ahead and get him. And yes, thank you, Arlette. Don't forget to smash that like button. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Have a great weekend, folks. Again,
I don't want to. I don't want
say have a great weekend.
I don't want a big weekend.
Oh, you don't want to. You don't want people to have a great weekend, but they have to have a great weekend. No? Well, all right. Thanks, Arlette. Have a great one. Say bye-bye. Everybody say bye-bye.
I don't want to say.
You don't want to say bye-bye?
I don't want to say.
But you already waved bye-bye. We're going to go, y'all. All right, bye-bye.
I don't want bye-bye.
You don't want to bye-bye? Well, we have to go bye-bye so you can get your mac and cheese. And then you're about to go to timeout for getting up there on that shelf when I told you to leave it alone and not touch it. Still got to be mom. Bye bye, y'all.
I don't want to bye bye.
Okay, you don't want bye bye.